Hello. How's our audio sounding, everyone? How's it going?
Hello, test.
Testing. Before I do an intro, we need to test.
Gotta make sure it's working. Do you guys hear us?
It's great. Both of us? Both of us great? Okay, awesome.
Awesome.
All right,
Okay.
welcome to Smarty Talks. Today we have Modern Chris. Modern Chris, dude, you have been an inspiration for my channel for sure. And I think a lot of people because you not only have you made an amazing channel with amazing videos, you have also made an entire trend on Roblox. You made basically
Yep.
if you guys don't know, he made the AFK donation game. He made like one of the first ones, and he basically started an entire trend that Flamingo jumped in on, a whole bunch of YouTubers, a whole bunch of people jumped in on. Everyone was doing this. They were making tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of Robux from these games. It was amazing. It's quite the accomplishment to have done something like that. So, super hyped for this podcast. We're going to have an insane talk about how do you go famous on Roblox? How do you grow games? How do you grow your channel? How do you make great content on YouTube? It's going to be an amazing talk, and I'm really hyped for it. So, welcome, Chris, to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you. I am pleased to be here. I cannot believe that I'm being interviewed by the Smarty RBX right now.
For
This is
real,
like an
for real.
honor to be here.
Amazing. Yeah, so I guess first thing, would you just like to introduce your story and I guess your start, how you started Roblox, how you started your channel, all that. And yeah.
Sure. So, pretty big story because I've been on Roblox for a while. So, if you look at my join date, I joined all the way back in what, 12 years ago, I think. Pretty long
12
time
years
ago. I
ago?
joined all the way back in 2011. Oh, look, people are joining. That's cool. Okay. So I joined all the way back in 2011,
Mm-hmm.
and you would think from that, by the way, that I'm old. I'm actually I'm 17, so I'm not
Mm-hmm.
that old. But I was 4 years old when I joined Roblox, and
Wow.
I don't remember that much from like those early days. But apart from just like Roblox being very in its early stages, it was a completely different game, bro. Like from
Yeah.
compared to now, night and day difference. I don't know when. Do you know when did you join Smarty on Roblox?
2015.
Okay, yeah. Even 2015, honestly, very different game. So
Mm-hmm.
it's changed a lot since then.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I don't want to talk too much about the old Roblox. It's kind of gets boring, but pretty much I can kind of talk about like my Roblox history and YouTube at the same time because they kind of go hand in hand. Because I basically just filmed whatever I was doing on Roblox, and so
Mm-hmm.
I joined 2011, then up until not much really happens until I'd say like 20. I started my channel in 2014. That's when I started my YouTube channel. So I've been doing this for like what, 8 years? Or sorry, 10 years. Um, I started my channel in 2014. Obviously, I was just
Cool.
posting random stuff. I had no idea what I was doing. I was like just the most random channel. I would post like a 10-second clip of me jumping in Roblox. Then I would like scream at the video doing some. It was the most random content. I mean, I have some videos from that time period still up, so you could actually go back and see. I think my first video is me in Frappe, the Starbucks game, and that video has like 10K views because people go back and stuff. So it's funny. But yeah, my channel was kind of all over the place in around those times, and
Uh-huh.
then I'd say it started to get a little bit more structure when I started posting. I got into, I don't know why, but I got really into like these cafe games on Roblox and like those restaurant games.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
have you played those, right? Like
A
they role
little.
play
Mm-hmm.
um being like a cashier or a cafe worker, and you
Mm-hmm.
can also rank up, and so you could be like a high rank in there. There's CEOs. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of those, there's a lot of cafes, a lot of restaurants. So I got into that when I was young. I don't really know why. I just got into it. And I started just posting videos about me, just like hosting interview sessions, hosting training sessions, and it was very basic videos, no editing. If I wanted to put music on it, I would play Spotify and just put it on the background, like
Really?
zero editing. I had Premiere at the time, but like I didn't know how to use it, so it was just very raw videos,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't really go anywhere.
Mm.
But 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 slowly I was growing, surprisingly, because I was just posting a lot, and at least in like in the groups, I was getting a little bit noticed. Like in those cafe games, I was getting a little bit noticed as like a YouTuber because it's kind of a small community. So it didn't take that much to start getting noticed and
Mm-hmm.
recognized as a YouTuber. And so that was like my first milestone, I would say. And I would say I was around like 500 subscribers, maybe to almost 1,000. But yeah, I do those cafe videos for a while. Nothing crazy, nothing like growth crazy, but you know, some of these videos would reach maybe 1,000 views. That was a pretty big milestone for me. My first 1K views on the video. I celebrated for like 2 days straight. And then yeah, I just kept doing that. And eventually I hit 1,000 subs in January of 2019. January 23rd. I remember the exact date. I hit 1,000 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd say when that's kind of when I go into the start of the sales era
Sales.
on my channel,
Or
the
mm-hmm.
sales era. So some of you, I don't know when everyone here watching and listening joined Roblox, but some of you may remember this crazy thing Roblox used to do called sales. They used
Mm-hmm.
to release limiteds and have these super cool sales a few times per year. And so during 2018 and 2019, I was really into sales. I liked it because it was super cool. They would release items in like waves per hour. So one at 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m. And there would be limited, so you could buy the limited and then sell it for profit. And you were able to make a lot of Robux through these
Mm-hmm.
sales. And they would sell classic items, work clock shades, big head. They would put them on sale. So it was a great time, right? And so I make videos on these sales. I do sales predictions, predicting what's going to happen, what items are going to come out. When items do come out, I talk about it and make a video for every item that came out. And so I was just milking as much content as I could
Yeah.
for every sale. And surprisingly, I started to gain a little bit of subscribers, right? You know, and what I started to even do, which was really smart, what really helped a lot, was I would do these things called sale streams. I would
Really.
live stream myself, and I would play like obbies, I would play Arsenal, any random game. I would just be talking to the chat, super chill, like super chill live stream. I would just be talking with the chat. People would be asking me questions about the sale, and then we would be just be waiting for items to come out every wave. And so those streams started to get a lot of traction. I think at my peak, I had like 500 viewers on one of those streams, which was a lot. That was a lot for me back then.
Mm-hmm.
Because keep in mind, I didn't have that many subscribers. So that was a lot of viewers for me. And so eventually, what I did, I came up with a bright idea to make a hangout game for the sales. And so I made this game with my friend, and basically we just got people into this hangout game. There would be like the predictions in one corner of the building, then there would be like a cool obby you could do. And so basically I just went from playing other games to playing my own game in the streams, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this worked, right? So a lot of people were joining the game. We at one point we even had like admins in the game. We had rich people, somebody with Dominus Astra that actually helped me with the graphics for one of these games. And so we had rich people here. We had admins. It was like a crazy experience. And keep in mind, this like a lot of this already changed for me because I went from being like a nobody, just a small little YouTuber, you know, just kind of super into like limiteds and trying to get rich, to owning a game with like 100 people in it at a time during the peaks of these sales. And so there was admins, and I was going crazy. I was just like, there's so many famous people here. And so it all really happened really quickly, right? All these the sale content, it helped my channel grow a lot in the beginning. And I think it's really important because that's what kind of ultimately then led me to Robux videos
Mm,
and
yeah.
like kind of tutorials and stuff what I do now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I start that. So sales stopped in 2020. That's when Roblox stopped doing sales. But then from there, I guess I kind of just go into like the Roblox era. In 2020, I started doing a lot of tutorials.
Oh yeah.
I start teaching people stuff, you know, just being a guide, being helping everybody with everything in Roblox related, helping them to get rich, right? And 2020 was actually a really important year for me because what I did during 2020 is I focus a lot on like why do videos go viral, right?
Oh yeah.
Why do some videos just get like a million views? Somebody's asking about this flying body parts.
Dude, somebody is in this game being weird. They got their avatar like bugging out the whole thing.
Yeah, it happens. So yeah, 2020, I really delve into like the whole theory of YouTube viral videos. You know, I started watching Mr. Beast podcasts, and I just started learning a lot about how to make good videos. I also learned about like the quality stuff of it, how to make a good video,
Yeah.
how to edit, how to pace your video, how to hook people, all this stuff. I mean, I still wasn't that good, to be honest. I learned all this
Mm.
stuff. I still wasn't the best, but it helped a lot because basically, you know, 2021 rolls around, and that's a big year for my channel, by the way. 2021 is
Oh
kind of
yeah.
where everything happened. And so it's just interesting to note that, like, yeah, 2020, I was just kind of grinding. I wasn't posting that much. I mean, I had a few viral videos in 2020, but nothing huge. But then 2021 is when like everything changed, right? And so
Definitely.
2020 helped a lot to set up 2021. So then we go into 2021, and it's funny actually because I was on like a 2 month break. I was not uploading that much from I say November 2020 to just to January, right? I wasn't uploading that much, actually at all. 2 month break, and so I come back. Somebody said my body glitched. Is my body good on the stream? Yeah, yeah, it's good. Okay, so 2021, I come back. I come back pretty strong. I come back pretty strong. Basically, I had this very smart idea, and I even tweeted it. I was like, "Yo, imagine if I daily uploaded for a week straight." And so I just set that challenge for myself. I was like, I'm just gonna come back. I'm gonna daily upload 7 videos, 1 week, right? Let's do it. This was during when the whole world was going crazy, and so I had online school, right? Because everything was going crazy in the world,
Yep.
and so it was easier for me. So I was uploading every single day. You can literally go back to my channel and see this, by the way. It's very interesting. Like I love doing
Mm-hmm.
that. Like just having the channel side by side and seeing what I'm talking about. But
Yeah.
basically, I just daily upload, right? And let me actually hold on. Let me go to my channel actually because it would help to see the videos like here. So yeah, so basically I daily upload. First video actually I reviewed some avatars. I think that was the first video back. And then I released this video called 10 Things You Should Never Do on Roblox.
Oh yeah.
That video, yeah, that video helped a lot. That
Mm-hmm.
surprisingly, like when I look at the analytics of that video, that video has 2 million views. I'm curious, Smarty, how many subscribers do you think that video got me? It has 2.1 million views right now.
Um, 40, 30, 40,000.
Okay, that's a little high, but
Okay.
it got me 20k, 20,000
Pretty
subscribers from one
close.
video. That's pretty crazy.
That
Not
is.
to mention, not to mention that was not like I didn't put that much thought into that video. I mean, I knew it was gonna do well because it's like things you should never do.
Mm-hmm.
Anything with never in it. I mean, it's just basic psychology, right? Humans are just wired to click on videos like that. So
True.
I knew it was gonna do well. But yeah, that video ends up getting 2 million views, or well, it has 2 million views now. But even at the time, that video was like huge. It really started the whole momentum for my channel at that time. And so I go on the streak. I upload then after how I made my Robux. At the time, it was only 200k. I didn't have that much, but I had 200k, which was a good amount. I had my Ice Falk. That was from like the sales days. So I had that. I made that video. That video did really well. I did a video about how to grow on YouTube. I did
Oh yeah.
a Robux video, how to give friends Robux. I did a ton of these guides. Eventually, I even did a how to make Robux video, just how to make Robux 2020. Yeah. So basically, I'm just uploading the crazy, and dude, these videos are they're taking off. Like
Oh
I
yeah.
I was so surprised because yeah, I'd gone from my channel not being that crazy. I mean, like I had I think 20k subscribers at this time when I started uploading these videos,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, this is January, basically January 20 around there of 2021. And so then I hit 100k in April, right? So I went on a streak from late January to April From 20K to 100,000 subscribers. That's 80K
Whew.
in like 4 months, basically.
Yep.
And so, yeah, it was amazing. I even remember some of the coolest moments were like checking my real-time views.
Oh yeah.
Because like I documented all this that whole journey when like my all my videos were blowing up. I documented all this and like I took pictures of all my analytics and stuff. There was a time, if you guys don't know, basically on YouTube Analytics, you could see your real-time views for your last 60 minutes and your last 48 hours. And so yeah, there was a time at the peak of all this, my real time was 60 minutes would be like 20,000 in the past hour. And then the last
Amazing.
48 hours would be like 400,000 views in 48 hours,
That's really good. Yeah.
which was crazy for me. Yeah. I mean, I also remember it's because in the YouTube studio, it shows you like what percentage up are your stats, right? Like if your views are up 200% this month, it'll tell you that they were all 999% or higher on mine.
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah, it was funny, dude. So basically, I post these videos. I was very consistent, just constantly posting a lot of very helpful content, and it worked. It worked. I mean, I went all the way till April, and then yeah, all these videos helped a lot. And then in April, I can get you the exact day. I should know the day. I forgot. April 26th, I hit 100K subscribers. And I skipped over a little pivotal moment also
Oh really? Oh yeah,
that
yeah.
happened around this
Yep.
time. You want me to
Yep.
talk about it now?
If you're ready, yeah.
Sure. Okay. So let me see. Actually, I have a yeah. So I have this happened during
Let's
time
touch on
frame
it
here. It's been so
lightly now, but then let's do it again later. So like a light touch now, and then we'll talk about it later and how you went
sure.
about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'll go later more deep into it in a little bit, but basically, little um little story before, but like little intro before I fully get into it later. So yeah, I'd say beginning of April or like yeah, like March or late March to early April 2021 is when this went down. Basically, I I don't know if I would say I started the trend. I mean, I made it pretty popular, but I didn't actually start it. Like I saw somebody else do it and then I did it myself. It was the whole AFK game trend, and I made my own AFK game, and
Oh
then I
yeah.
started getting some pretty crazy donations
Yeah.
because I was streaming. And yeah, no, these donations were crazy. I mean, if you're wondering how I got my little hat that I have on right now, my little sparkle time there, that was from that whole trend period. So I'll go
Yep.
more into it later on, like the exact numbers and stuff. But yeah, I made an insane amount of Robux, and it was a crazy. Yeah, Flamingo even
Yeah.
made a video about it.
Dude, he made a video on the trend.
Flamingo,
You started that whole trend, so that yeah, that is amazing.
yeah, insane, very cool experience. And then also actually in the summer of that year, summer of 2021, I actually released my island game also. Sorry, I was drinking water. But yeah, in the summer I released my island game called The Modern Island, which was kind of like at that time there was this whole trend of vibe games, right? Vibe New York
Yeah.
City. This was a while ago, if some of you remember that time. So I was trying to get in on those vibe games and like hangout games.
Yeah.
It ended up failing,
Oh man.
but
Hmm.
it was cool though. It's a
It
very
was.
nice game. It looks amazing actually. I still am very impressed by the game, and it did end up making a profit, thankfully. But it kind of died after a while. But it's a
Hmm.
cool game, and
Hmm.
I could talk more about that later maybe. But it was a very cool experience, and that was basically my first professional game I've ever made. So
Yeah.
it was interesting working with like developers and stuff because
Hmm.
I didn't build or script any of it. I hired other people, but I was in charge of just like I guess all like the creative ideas and stuff, and so it was really cool, and it was interesting just basically making a game from the ground up. It's a very interesting experience,
It
and it was
is.
very cool.
Yeah, that's amazing. So
Yeah,
that is a really good story. It's really interesting because I do I think I share some similar moments in my Roblox history and with my channel. I think that I started pretty similarly, though it was quite rapid shifts in like my content. So I started out with the random clips as well, but it was faster changing up and just messing around with random videos and slowly improving. And I finally settled in development. But yeah, it's an amazing story. It is inspiring, and I think that there's not that many Roblox YouTubers who have quite this same story because I think what what you did was you blew up in a type of content that wasn't really done before completely. There was a lot of commentary channels before this, but it was mainly Roblox news, right? So you kind of you have you brought in that genre of the Robux videos and things like that largely.
Yeah, I would honestly, yeah, I would say so. I definitely kind of started that. I mean, I feel like not there wasn't really that many videos about like how to make Robux on Roblox, or even how to make money using
Yeah.
Roblox. I mean, there's been like the whole scam niche for a while, but legit ways to make it, there hasn't really been any
Yeah.
guides. And so I feel like that was definitely a gap for a while. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, you definitely sparked that and you started the real free Robux videos, the real ones. And
Yeah.
it really yeah, it inspired my channel a lot, inspired a lot of my videos and content. I think it also inspired a lot of people to earn a lot of Robux for sure because you were one of the first motivating people to do it, showing them the real methods, telling them, "Okay, go make a game, go do this and you will earn Robux." And that was really interesting. So I think you did start a lot of things, and I think you uh, definitely engineered a lot of new co- content styles on Roblox and a lot of new trends. So it's very interesting.
Yeah. And I think one of the coolest things about it all is just like seeing people like message me saying thank you, like you started my development career, or you
Wow.
started my YouTube career, and you introduced me to how I can make like money with this. Like that's just so cool. There's so many stories of people like DMing me about that, and even in your chat I saw some of that. So
Hmm.
it's really cool to know that I've like inspired people, and I think that's probably one of the best rewards from all this, honestly.
Yeah, definitely it is. So yeah, and I also noticed Jeffrey James. He said hi in the chat. So shout out.
Yeah, shout out to that guy. That guy's awesome.
And we got a few other check marks in the chat. We got a whole bunch of people commenting. We will get to your guys' questions. We'll do a Q&A near the end. And it'll be a pretty long Q&A, I would say. If you've seen the other streams, which you should go take a look at them if you haven't yet, you have seen that we have a lot of questions and we answer a lot of questions on Smarty Talks every single time. So it is very likely that your question will be answered. So yeah, stay tuned for that. You're not going to want to miss it. So yeah, I guess next would be um yeah, so zeroing in on that period around 2021 when you were blowing up. I think when I started watching just before that, probably around 20k, 30k, I watched your videos and I really did see like I don't know, I have this kind of like sixth sense for YouTubers blowing up. I was like this guy's going to blow up for sure. Like I was watching your videos, I was like you're about to blow up. I don't know what it was, but I can just tell when you're improving. I can see I could see when a YouTuber is about to blow up, and I knew it, and it happened. So, what do you think exactly that spark is? What do you think exactly like got you to that point of blowing up and truly making it on YouTube? And how do you think that our viewers can learn from that experience?
Great question. So yeah, I mean, I think something that helped a lot was I was being very consistent, and I had all this quality with the videos. The videos were they were very quality. They were very specific to what people wanted. I think that was one of the keys is like people were messaging me and asking me constantly about how to make Robux, and I was basically just like surveying what all these people were asking. I was getting questions from my fans, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like asking in specific some people, and just trying to get like a really good understanding of the people watching me and my audience. And I think that's one of the keys is like really understanding your audience. I think that helps a lot because ultimately your audience is the people watching your video, and that's what drives your engagement, and your engagement is what drives how well your videos do. And so it's directly linked to the audience.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was focusing a lot on what people wanted. So I knew people wanted to make Robux and make money with Roblox, and then I would just directly hone in on that, and I would directly show people how to make Robux. I would show them the methods. I would give them the motivation tips. I would give them basically everything they need without directly giving them Robux and stuff.
Yeah.
I would give them all the tools, and it was exactly what people wanted, and a lot of people resonated with that. And I think, I mean, when you do that for long enough, it ends up working, and
Definitely.
then it went viral. Yeah.
I think that is key because a lot of people they focus, oh, how do I please the YouTube algorithm? How do I get the algorithm to blow me up? And I always tell people it's about people over algorithms. It's more important to focus on your ideal viewer and what they want, their desires, their fears, the psychology over the analytics. And I think a lot of people, especially new YouTubers, they focus way too much on the algorithm when if you can get those true desires of the audience and you truly give them the things that they want, you can see, as with Chris, as with a lot of my videos, that it can truly make your channel blow up. And I don't think that people focus, especially new YouTubers, they don't focus nearly enough on the viewer that they're trying to reach. They focus too much on a machine and they don't get anywhere. So,
For
yeah.
sure. And I think to even add on to that, I think what helps a lot, and just some quick advice, is I would watch like what I even would personally would do is I would watch my own videos with the point of view of a viewer, right? And so I would kind
Mm,
of just I would pretend that I'm one of my viewers and I would sit through my entire video. I would note down where I get bored. I would note down places that I was like I would stay through and I would be hooked on. And I would just analyze my entire video. I'd analyze multiple of my videos from this point of view, pretending that I was one of my viewers, right? And that's not it's sometimes a little bit difficult because you kind of have to like detach from yourself and pretend that you're a viewer. So it could be a little bit hard, but if and what could also help is if you even just like give your video to a friend or somebody, you just like watch somebody watching your video
yeah,
and analyze it. You just need to know where are people clicking off of your video, which also the retention graphs help with that too. But just know what points of your video are working, and you know what habits do you have in your videos that people like to stay in there, or habits that people like to leave, right? And so the graphs help a lot with this, and obviously the whole analytics and stuff can help to a point. But I think also, you know, asking your audience, really getting to know what your audience wants and really deeply connecting with them helps a lot too, also.
definitely. Yeah. Yeah, that is interesting that you say the habits because I think that's something that I haven't really thought about. It's habits in your speech, it's habits in your storytelling, it's habits in the way that you make your videos, and those can show in your audience retention graph where are people clicking off when I say if I laugh really loud, are people clicking off every single time? Well, I can go check that and I can take that out of my videos if that's killing my retention. So that's yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I guess so as for that period, so you really focused a lot on giving people what they wanted, which was Robux tutorials. How did you come up with that idea specifically, like Robux and things like that? Was there a specific moment where you wanted to go all in on making Robux videos?
I mean, not really like a specific moment,
Mm-hmm.
but I'd say like as I was doing the whole my whole era of like tutorials, and you know sometimes Robux would just fall into that because I would just do tutorials on anything, right? And so eventually, yeah, obviously how to make Robux would just kind of fall into those tutorials, and I was just doing any videos. But I noticed I was like, wow, these Robux videos clearly do really well
Yeah,
compared to other stuff. And
definitely.
so yeah, I mean, obviously when a specific type of video does well, you kind of tend to do that more.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of just ended up like that. I didn't specifically like think about, okay, I'm gonna do Roblox videos starting now. It kind of just ended up like that, and eventually I was like, yeah, obviously Roblox does really well. People want Robux, people want money. Let's give them
Yeah,
what they want. Boom.
amazing. Yeah, for sure. I agree. And I think that a lot of people, they think, oh, you know what? I don't want to be repetitive. I'm going to make a different video every day. But actually, a lot of the time, what helps your channel is being more repetitive because what is that quote? Repetition is the mother of learning. People learn better if you're repeating your message, and a lot of people get scared of that. But if you look at the top YouTubers, you look at Mr. Beast, you look at any big YouTuber, you look at anyone really, you'll see that the biggest YouTubers they do have a core message or a core topic or a core uh, theme that they have, and this gets repeated and it makes their channel grow a lot more when they hit that sweet spot. And you know, so that's what you did. You honed in on Robux, and that ended up making your channel take off because when you have that core message you're repeating, it begins to get better and better and better as you improve it, as you begin to iterate over it and make better videos, helping the audience more. And yeah, it's really interesting because I think a lot of people don't ever hone in on that. They might have one video blow up about anything. They might have a video blow up on Robux, but they don't take that as a sign. Wait, I should go and repeat this. I should do more like this. Of course, tweak it each time, but do more videos just like that. Do more videos on that topic. And I think a lot of people, that's why they don't have YouTube success, because they don't see those videos that go viral or do better as a signal to hone in on that and make more videos on that topic. So that is something that separates a lot of the larger YouTubers, is they truly have that they're able to see when there is a trend that they should pick up on and make that their main content or something like that, you know.
Yeah, it's very true. I mean, you'd be surprised how many people like they get one video that goes very viral, it does really well, and then they don't do a part two, or they don't even do anything related to
Yeah,
that content. And it's like, how are you gonna do that? That's crazy. Like,
true.
yeah, if you have a video that does well, reiterate on it. Obviously, don't do the same thing, but if you just change a few topics or a few things in the video, you can basically just repackage it as pretty much the same thing. It's like having like a present and just changing the wrapping paper a little bit, and it pretty much looks like completely new. And then just give them that, and then boom, you have another
Yeah.
viral video just like
Yeah.
that.
And a lot of people will wonder, well, okay, if I'm making videos, my videos similar on my core message each time, isn't that aren't people gonna get bored of that? But let me ask you this: have more people watch your content, or have more people in the world not watch your content? I can guarantee you more people in the world have not
That's a
watched your
great point.
content. So when because of that, you should always be reiterating that core message, that core topic that you want to do, and you're going to find that your YouTube success goes up a lot more when you do that. So, yeah, amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so all right, let's see. People are commenting.
I see a clone of you is walking in the stage right now.
A clone. Let me see this.
Yeah,
Hold on. Let me
it's you.
a clone of me? Well, I see somebody over. Oh, yeah, I see them. That's interesting. Who is
Yeah,
that?
I don't, that's
Hey,
Tux, I think.
who are you?
Interesting.
Imposter. Emergency meeting. Dude. Okay. Anyways, back to what we're talking about. So, the title of this stream is how do you become famous on Roblox? And we've already talked quite a bit about some YouTube advice, your story, and how you grew your channel. And I think that's really key. So, how do you think that this transfers over to becoming famous on Roblox in general? And also, what do you think it means to become famous on Roblox? Because there's a lot of people out there, probably a lot of people watching right now, who are like, I'd like to become famous on Roblox. But what exactly do you think that means specifically to become famous on Roblox? And how can they do that on whether they want to be a TikTok creator or a YouTuber or just famous for making games or anything like that?
Okay, so being famous on Roblox, that's an interesting topic. I mean, I would say a lot goes into being famous, and it also depends on like how you would characterize famous. But I feel like I feel like it's kind of like when you just do something big on the platform, it could be a big YouTube channel, it could be a big game. If you have something impactful that people like to tune into, and people give their time and energy to something because you worked on something for a while and you created something of value. I think that's truly when you become famous, right? Because a lot of people are, they like to watch your creation, and it could be a game, it could be a YouTube channel, it could be really anything. There's a lot of different types of famous people on this game. And so I mean, if you want to be famous, I feel like it really just comes down to creating something very valuable for people, create something that
Mm-hmm.
people would really give their time to. And I feel like it's just, you basically just need to, I think what helps is also just being different from most people, right? So be unique, be yourself. That helps a lot. Be yourself. Just, something I saw recently that I just thought of right now. and this guy's doing huge on YouTube right now.
Hmm.
His channel is just like it's super authentic. Like I don't know the guy, but I feel like if I knew him, he would just be the exact same as his videos. And basically he just does like gameplay stuff. And
Hmm.
it looks like it just feels like it's completely him. And right now he's going viral. He's getting like 10,000 every week subscribers. And so I think it just helps a lot when you're doing something that's truly you, truly yourself, and you're giving a lot of people you're giving a lot of value to people. You're creating something that's bigger than yourself, and people will like that. People will tune in. It could literally be anything. That's the other thing. It could be anything. You could make a game. You could make something. It could be really anything. As long as you make something that people like, you will pretty much become famous.
True. I do think that there is a key to it, though. There does need to be a spark. There does need to be something unique. I think a lot of people will go, they'll make something, they think that people will be interested in it, but they don't really have that unique spark that's really needed. It's hard to put your finger on, but there's something unique, whether it's like charisma or something like that, that really makes whatever people make or their channel as a whole blow up. So there does have to be something unique about that
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
with value.
definitely unique. That's a big factor. I feel like you can't just fit in with the whole. You can't fit in with everybody. Like you have to have something that stands out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're just copying all these other people, if you're trying to copy a front page game, trying to make the next jailbreak, trying to make the next adopt me,
Hmm.
probably not going to work. But then you look at something like Doors, for example, right? This game went huge like a year
Oh yeah.
ago. And I know it's not the newest concept. Like there's been horror games in the past, and I think maybe on other platforms there's been kind of similar. But to me, it's a pretty new concept. I feel like it was pretty unique for
Definitely.
Roblox, and that game went huge. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say so. And I think that the thing about being unique is a lot of people don't really know how do you be unique. But I think that one thing is I think usually it actually comes down to the fear of being unique and stepping out of your comfort zone, even down to the point of starting your channel. So I think most people they are scared to start their channel. They're scared to show their voice. They're scared to make a video. They're scared to put it out there. They're scared what people will think. And I think that that is where it starts. It starts with that fear, and it stops even some people from starting. It stops a lot of people from continuing to make videos. They get a hate comment, your videos suck, and then they stop making videos forever. Or they make videos and they don't see they don't see many results, but they don't really change it and try harder and step outside of their shell more. And I think that a lot of people, it comes down to simply fear of starting your channel, fear of starting that content, whatever you want to do, even fear of making a game. Maybe it'll be too hard, maybe that's what you think. But always know that your fear is not as it's way bigger than what the thing actually is. Oftentimes, it's not going to be as bad as you think. So, one example I think is so my channel, I've been making it for a while. Um, I have I've made videos for a long time, and over time, I expanded what I did. I talked more about different things I'm interested in, such as mindset, such as business. And I think there is that fear underlying like, are people going to like this? Are people going to want to hear these unique things that I like? And I think that when you step out of that, when you push past that, when you do that, that is when you start to get into that unique zone. Sometimes it's a opinion. So a lot of people will comment on my videos because they're mad that I say, make simple games before you make your more complex projects. Make simple games, make even quote unquote cash grabs in order to fund your later projects. And a lot of people will get really, really mad about this opinion. But the thing is, because I state this opinion, it's something unique. It may create controversy, but it will also get a lot of people who agree with me. And it all comes down to that fear. It all comes down to pushing past that, having the courage to be unique. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't realize. Like from the start, down to when you start YouTube, when you are making your first video, when you're even thinking of starting that channel, it's really about pushing past that fear every single time. And when you can do that and when you can become unique, you're going to find it a lot easier to grow. You're going to find it a lot easier to give that value that people want. And, you know, with that opinion, obviously you're going to get haters, maybe of things that you like, maybe of an opinion you have in the Roblox community. But it's always going to benefit you to step past that fear, to always push past that fear because It's worth it, and that's how you make amazing content. I think that's what holds back most people.
I think that's a great point. I'm very glad you brought that up because like yeah, it's crazy how much fear does holds back a lot of people. A lot of
Yeah,
people don't make huge games, they don't make huge channels just because they're scared of somebody maybe judging them, or just scared that it's just not going to do well, or they're scared about something, and they're scared of hate, right?
yeah,
And it's crazy. I mean, you honestly you just kind of have to overcome that. I mean, truthfully, like if you're scared of hate, for example, I mean, I've gotten a lot of hate over my whole career, and I've just not let it affect me. I just really don't care because
yeah,
it's like no matter what you're doing, somebody's gonna hate, no matter
definitely.
what. On the internet, people are like crazy, right? I feel like it would be very different if this was all in person, right? But
Yeah.
it's the internet, and so you're gonna get haters no matter what. I mean,
Hmm.
dude, we haven't talked about it yet, but my AFK game trend, that game has like 4,000 dislikes.
Really? Dude, you got the most
Yeah,
hate. Oh, come on. You guys go like
yeah.
this game. Go like his game. Save that like ratio right now.
I had
Yeah.
people like tweeting. I had people tweeting saying that it was very unfair that my game did well, and those tweets go viral. It's crazy. So a lot of hate out there, but I just don't care. I really don't care. And
Hmm.
I feel like that helps a lot when you're thinking like that. It becomes a lot easier, and also the fear of
Absolutely.
being judged, right?
Yeah.
Like, dude, like it doesn't matter if somebody thinks that your video is bad. It doesn't matter unless they're giving
Nope.
like constructive criticism and they're actually helping you become better. Then that's
Yeah.
good, right? Don't just because somebody's saying stuff you can improve doesn't you shouldn't be taking it like that, because that's actually good. If somebody's like helping you improve your video, that's good. But if somebody's just trashing your video and they're not saying anything good, then yeah, that's a little bit different. So
Hmm.
you got to be able to overcome that fear of people judging, of stuff failing. There's going to be a lot of failure, so you just got to overcome that. I mean, you can't get wins without fails. You gotta fail a few times. I've had so many games I've tried making and cash grabs completely failed. My island game failed, but I didn't care,
Ah, yeah.
right? My channel, I was posting videos since I was little, constantly. I've done many tutorials. I spent maybe a week editing one of these videos that just completely flopped. And so a lot of failure, but if you're scared of that stuff, it's like why even start then? So just you got to overcome
Definitely.
that fear and just do it anyways.
Completely agree. Yeah. A lot of people are very afraid, and that goes down to everything in life, really. Like if you want to do anything at all, there's oftentimes a fear, there's oftentimes a comfort zone that you got to step out of. And what's interesting is if you're trying to go famous on Roblox, like the title of this stream, it comes down to that. It comes down to how much can you go after what you want, and how much can you step outside of your comfort zone and into that fear, and have the courage to, spread your content, spread your opinion, spread your interests, spread your personality, and truly amplify that to the point where you can get famous on Roblox. So yeah, it's interesting how it comes down to the simplest things like fear, and it applies to everything. So it's really interesting how a lot of the principles that you see in anything, it applies to everything else. I think Myron Golden, a business YouTuber I watch, he said that all principles are microcosms of each other, which basically means like if you have something in one field, like say every action has an equal and opposite reaction in physics, that applies to success too, for sure. Like if you take actions constantly, you're trying to force success to happen. Something has to happen. You have to get one view. So it's interesting how that plays out.
Yeah. By the way, I love that guy. That's a great YouTuber.
Oh
I've
yeah,
watched him too.
totally.
And I think it's an interesting point also that like it's you'd be surprised how many of Roblox concepts help a lot with also the real world. And then concepts from the real worlds help a lot in the Roblox world too. So
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, consuming like business content can help a lot. Even if you're into game development, you can consume like real games like on the App Store and stuff. I'm sure advice from that also helps. So in case you're just like, I just want to say that for anybody that's thinking tiny, you got to realize that a lot of this advice actually applies for all this stuff. And so yeah, you should be just, in case anybody's like very closed on that advice, take advice from everywhere. Help, everything helps. So definitely, I just wanted to make that point. So it's really important.
Definitely, definitely. I think you said a lot of people like don't really consider that taking those outside influences, including like I do talk about that in my videos, the business content, because I do think that really applies to Roblox, because I was watching these videos like Alex Hormozy. I was like, wait, what the heck? Leverage applies perfectly to Roblox. I've never heard anyone else talk about that on the platform on any video or anything. I think that applies perfectly because if you have leverage, you get more out for what you put in. Dude, that's like the key to making Robux, or the Pareto principle, 80-20 rule. Definitely the key, but it's overlooked on Roblox. So, yeah, if you look outside of Roblox, it can truly give you quite the advantage, whether you're trying to go famous, whether you're trying to make a big game, whether you're trying to make your videos go viral, anything. So, yeah, great point.
Yeah. Also, another quick thing that I just want to add on to that is like you'd be also very surprised how much learning all these Roblox skills and doing all these things in Roblox, it helps a lot also in the real world. So you learn a lot of these skills just apply for everything really. And so let's say you make a popular game on Roblox, you're gonna learn a lot of game development skills, you're gonna learn time management, team building, you're gonna learn psychology all through
Oh,
that.
yeah.
All these things will help a lot with real life. And so I'm all
Yeah.
about thinking long term. And so that just you just got to keep in mind and make sure that you're learning stuff for your future too while doing all this.
That is a really good point because people don't really realize that you can truly learn really good skills from Roblox development or any skill you try to learn or any field you try to get into. That is a good point. You can learn things you would never expect and they can last a lifetime. So yeah, especially on YouTube because I think you even mentioned like we were talking and you mentioned like it's a year-long crash course in psychology and a whole bunch of other topics.
Yeah, that's a great. I love that phrase. It's like a year-long crash course in psychology, graphic design,
A whole bunch of stuff.
storytelling, all this stuff,
Yeah,
production, million things. And so you learn a lot. And I love doing things that you learn like a million skills from. It's my favorite thing.
definitely. Yeah. I think there was a what was I going to say? There was something I was going to add on to it if it comes to me. Um Oh yeah, I think what was it? Oh yeah, I remember. So I think that another thing we keep talking about this dude and business YouTubers because it is very key to take in their insights because they're amazing for Roblox or anything. Myron Golden, he also said that the something like if the work isn't working for you, it's working on you. So what that means is that if whatever you're doing, if you aren't getting results from it, if you aren't making money, and that's all you're focused on, dude, you're missing the whole point because if you are working on a game, you are learning so much. The work is working on you. It is improving you as a person. It's making you learn psychology, scripting, math, even. It's helping you learn hard work. It builds your character, things like that. Dude, there's so many things that you gain from doing work, even if you never get the external results. So always remember, there's profit in all work. I think that was a he was referencing a Bible verse as well. So yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah, that's definitely a lot of wisdom there. And that's a cool
Definitely.
point. I haven't really heard that before, but it's true. Like even if something fails, like maybe you make a Roblox game and it fails, you could definitely still have a lot of lessons learned. And so that's a really good point, definitely.
Yeah. All right. So we are having a lot of sauce. The chat is all just guys spam sauce. If this is
A
sauce,
lot of
spam
sauce, a
sauce.
lot of sauce going on.
Spam sauce, spam fire. All right. Spam sauce. All right. I'm giving you guys permission to spam. You better take me up on this chance. Okay.
Yeah, you guys better spam. Come on, guys. Spam sauce. I mean, we need some action in here.
Yeah, spam sauce, like the stream. This is going great so far. We're going to continue on for
Share
a
it with your
while.
friends. Share with your friends. We're giving off sauce, so help out your friends too.
Share it with people who need sauce. Drown them in sauce. Dude, we're going to cause some issues. We're going to cause some health problems. They're going to be drowning in sauce, dude. So, yeah, share it up. All right. And let's add more. Okay, so what sauce can we add to this stream, Chris?
How about I talk about the trend? I feel like we should get into that. You think it's time yet?
I think that's a good idea. So I think so. This stream is about how do you become famous on Roblox? This is a topic not many people talk about, and honestly, not that many people can really speak on nearly as much as you can. There's a lot of people who make YouTube channels. There's a lot of people who make TikToks, or there's a lot of people who make a YouTube short and get a bunch of views. But that isn't really real fame. Real fame is when you have change, when you have people who are they learn, they hear you talk, and they do something, or you start a ripple, you start a cascade of or an avalanche of a bunch of things happening. I think that's what truly marks true fame, and I think that's what you truly did with your trend. Because who can say that they started a trend? Like, there's not that many people out there who can say that they started an entire
Yeah,
trend that thousands,
pretty
maybe
unique
even,
club.
yeah, like millions of people potentially did. So I think this is very key. How did you start a trend? How do you think this could happen again? And yeah, because I also see parallels in this to the please donate trend, that it started a trend as well. So
I'll,
yeah,
I'll mention that too. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so basically how this all started is it's funny, dude, because you would think like, oh, this guy planned it, he was researching and dude, honestly, straight story. This is how it went. So I was just playing Roblox one day, middle of March. You know, my videos are taking off, but I'm just playing Roblox, chilling. And I see my friends in this game called AFK until someone donates, whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, wow, that's an interesting concept. I'm like, damn, let's join this, right? And then I join it, and there's like 50 people in the game, or maybe it might have
Wow.
been a little bit less, but it was like a lot of these this person's friends, right? So it was only the friends of the person, the game owner's friends were in the game, and then I join, and there's a donation board in the middle of the thing, and I'm like, wow, this is a
Mm-hmm.
really good concept. Like, damn, you just stand AFK in your game and you make money. Wow.
Yeah.
And then I look at the donation board, and I see like, wow, 5K donation here, 10K donation
Whew.
here.
Yep.
And so immediately I'm like, wow, I should try this. I should definitely try this. And so straight away, I make my own AFK game, have a giant tree house in the middle, and then a donation board and an obby. It was like super simple. I added on to it after a while, after it started getting popular. But at the start, it was very simple, just a tree house and a donation board. And then, yeah, and at first, I mean, I'm not gonna say like immediately just blew up right away. It kind of did. It kind of did actually, but it took a little bit of time. So I'd say like the first few days, I was getting a few donations because I was fortunate enough to have, you know, pretty rich and famous friends from just doing YouTube already
Mm-hmm.
for a while. So I was fortunate enough to have some rich people join, and I had a few donations, you know, 5K donation, a 10K donation, which was pretty nice. That was like actually, it was a big deal for me just to get, you know, 20, 30K Robux in like a few days. It was pretty cool.
Amazing.
And so, and so from there, I have the brilliant idea to live stream, live stream the game because it was working on a very small scale. And I was like, I wonder how far I could take this. You know what I mean? I feel like just naturally, I feel like anyone's going to do that. So I was like, I wonder how far I could take this. And so I ended up live streaming the game,
Oh yeah.
and it wasn't anything. I wasn't like just directly being like, guys, give me money. It was very chill, very chill. I was just hanging out with the fans in the game, and I had activities. We would do cool things with gears. I would do some giveaways, whatever, and just like kind of have fun with the people in the game. And then just
Mm.
naturally, the game would start to get more and more players, and I'd start getting more and more donations, and the donations just started. They just started rolling in. So it was funny actually. The trend I noticed was the people that donated the most were either developers, which kind of makes sense, or UGC creators. A lot of UGC creators ended up donating like crazy. So yeah, I think, you know, first week there was, I think the top donation was Ink Waves, a UGC creator. That was my friend, and they donated 100K Robux,
Oh
which is
yeah,
huge.
remember that.
And I think I actually, no, never mind. Yeah, no, but then it was like 100K, then it was like 50K, and then like 20K, 20K, 10K, 5K, and then like 1K, and it goes lower, right? And that was just the first week. So we literally
Phew,
made like 200,000 Robux in like a few days to a week.
amazing.
And I was like, wow, dude, this is pretty crazy. I can't believe I just made like 200K. And so, I mean, what do you think happens next, right? I keep going. And so I just kept live streaming this game. We kept doing random mini games, but the key was that my channel, you got to realize my channel was blowing up at this time. It was like a perfect timing, right? Because my channel was blowing up right at this time. I
Oh
had all
yeah.
my videos from before. Keep in mind, this happened during April, late March to early April of 2021. And my momentum started building from late January, right? So I was already a few months into that. I hit 100K late April. So you can kind of imagine we're in the middle of my channel blowing up, and then I'm live streaming this game. Very good timing. The game just ends up blowing up. I mean,
For real.
honestly, I don't even know how it really happened, but yeah, I was just live streaming it, and the players would just go higher and higher. It would be 200 concurrent, then it would be 300 concurrent, 400 people, 500 people in the game. I was like, wow, that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then yeah, the donations just kept rolling in. I was like, I genuinely was wondering, how is this real? Like, I'm just standing in this game, live streaming, having fun with my viewers, and I'm making all this Robux. And so I got so lucky, bro. I got really lucky. So I just kept streaming. I kept writing the trend, and then eventually, Flamingo of all people, Flamingo ends up making a video on my game. And I mean, this was a while ago, so I don't fully remember how I first saw it, but I think somebody sent it to me, and I was like, yeah, right, that's not real. I click on it, I see it's actually Flamingo. I'm going crazy,
Dude.
and then it's funny. It's funny because dude, the game, it was crazy how many players I was getting right when he released his video. Like
Yeah.
showed because he showed in the video, he showed my name, he showed the title of the game, and so it's super easy to find it. You just look up AFK donation, whatever. And so yeah, we got so many players. I mean, and you could tell a lot of them were Flamingo fans. Like they would like have his character on, and it was crazy, dude. So many people joining at once. I mean, my game almost crashed like multiple times. And I even have a picture. I don't have it right now, but I can get it later. Like I have a picture of it's super cool. I had like 300 people in one server in my game, and I
Whoa.
took a picture with all the people behind me, and I was like far away. It's a very cool picture. I'll show it to you later. But
Amazing.
I ended up getting so lucky, bro. Like, yeah, Flamingo, he makes that video. That video does really well. It's at like I think 6 million views right now. But
Whew.
yeah, at the time it was doing pretty well. I mean, it's Flamingo, so like it's gonna get a lot of views.
Yeah.
And yeah, that helped propel it a lot. I started getting higher donations. I would say that video helped a lot with the donations.
Hmm.
I'd say I probably got like 40-50% of them before the video. And then it probably would have kept going a decent amount even without that video, but it helped a lot. And basically, I just kept writing it until it stopped. And the donations, dude, the donations were getting incredible. I mean, I think when everything was over, I'd say the top donation was I don't even fully remember it, but I'd say probably like 500K or something. I think I might be off. Something like that for one person. Keep in
That's
mind, that's just
wild.
for one person. And so yeah, in total, I think the game ended up making, I'd say about 2.5 million Robux
Whoa.
in about a
Really good.
week.
In a
Yeah.
week, yeah. And that's about like 8 grand. Did you DevX any of that? I know people are gonna ask.
I did not DevX
Oh
any of
dang.
it. No,
No
I,
DevX.
I I probably should have looking back, but nah.
I mean,
I ended up,
you got the
huh?
fedora. You got the fedora, so
Yeah, that's
you know
kind of what I was going for. I I wanted
it's
this
doubly.
fedora for a while. Honestly, that was like my dream item for a few years.
Hmm.
It's funny because my first dream item was CF, Classic Fedora. and then I
Yeah.
got it. And then my next dream item was sky blue. And dude, I wanted
Hmm.
that item for so long. Like I remember in like 2018, I don't even know when it came out. I think 2018. I saw somebody made a video. It was a shark guy. I still talk to him sometimes. A shark guy. He had the sky blue sparkle time, and he made a video about it. And I was like, wow, dude, that's so cool. I want to do that so bad. And then I did it. I made a video about me getting it. So that's funny. But but yeah, dude, I got really lucky, and yeah, I ended up buying that my dream item with that with the funds from that game.
Hmm.
But it's interesting because there was so much controversy when this
Really?
thing was going on. I mean, so much. Like you would be surprised, dude. So many people were mad.
Really?
Which I mean, it kind of makes sense. It's like
Oh
just a
yeah.
dude standing in his game,
I kind of
making a ton of
remember.
money,
There was like
and then you
a
have other people. Yeah,
yeah, there was like a kind of a beef on Twitter, I guess. A lot of people were like, "Oh, it's not fair. There's real devs out there who are earning money, and look at all these people making money by just standing around." Wasn't that what people were saying
yeah,
on Twitter?
that was the
So,
exact argument. Yeah,
yeah, it's
people
like
were saying that it's like super unfair. I mean, I kind of agree. I mean,
I
low-key, I can't
honestly,
I can't I can't really control it though. I got very lucky. But I
you
do agree. I mean, they have a point, right? Like
yeah.
I didn't put Eddie honestly, I didn't put Eddie work. So I just but at the same time, I kind of feel like me working on my YouTube channel for all those years before, it kind of helped. I feel like if I didn't have my YouTube channel, I definitely wouldn't have the game blow up or anything because that's really what helped it. So I mean, I kind of put the work in like in another way by just working on the channel over those years. I kind of feel like that helped a lot with it.
Mhm. Yeah. So that is amazing. Yeah. What was yes, how did you handle the controversy though? How did you handle that? Cuz was
Um,
it a lot of it pointed at you? That would have been difficult for a lot of people for sure,
yeah,
but
pretty much all at me, all at me. I
dude,
mean, it was interesting. It was an interesting experience because I was very young at this time. Um, I have to say I was like what 13, so I think 13 or 14. Um, having all this hate on me, I was like, wow, this
dude,
is
that's
cool,
crazy.
but this is crazy. Um, I mean, it wasn't that bad though. Like
Hmm.
there was some very viral tweets of people saying this is unfair. There was some videos I was watching like YouTube videos about people commentating on it.
dude, dude, if
I
I
feel like
I would have amplified that hate. I would have been like, well, I mean, obviously it's probably scary in the moment, but it's like the best thing you can do is just like get back at them and amplify the trend. But yeah,
yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, it was crazy. I gotta be honest though, like I feel like that was like my first like I made it moment
yeah,
because just seeing like so many eyes on it, I was like genuinely like, wow, dude, this is like crazy. Like there's like news channels making a video about me, and like I genuinely felt like I made it.
yeah. Well, you did
And
for sure. Yeah.
I gotta say, one of the coolest things about the whole thing of all the controversy was, dude, there was a lot of support though. Just people DMing me. There were like
Mm-hmm.
huge names supporting me, being like, "Yo, don't worry, bro. Like, congrats." One of the people that that DM'd me during the whole thing was this somebody called Oblivious HD. You might know him. He
Mm-hmm.
has like a ton of story stuff on YouTube. He's huge. He has like 3 million or something. And I used to watch him when I was little, and so I was like I was going crazy when he DM'd me, and yeah, it was awesome. He was supporting me, saying like, "You got super lucky, man. Congrats. Ignore the hate." And I also
Amazing.
had, I think around this time, another huge YouTuber that I used to watch when I was little, Tofu. I used to watch him when I was little. He also DM'd me around this time, giving me some support, which was amazing. So honestly, I really felt like I made it because
Dude.
it was a really interesting experience because dude, I grew up watching all these YouTubers like
Mm-hmm.
doing their videos, and so to see them like DMing me, giving me support, it was crazy. It was amazing.
Yeah, that is. That is an insane story. Like, there's not many people who can say that for sure. That is good that you had support during that time from YouTubers. That probably was helpful and also exhilarating for sure.
Yeah, also the money helped.
Oh
Having
yeah,
all that money,
yeah. I saw the comment by Calvin in the chat. If I were you, I
I
would have
just
said, "Sorry, I can't read the hate. I'm drowning in cash."
I saw that.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I would say the same thing, honestly. Dude, yeah, if only you could get that back and just have everybody hating, you just amplify it. Boom, 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 more videos, make the trend bigger. Maybe you can bring it
Yep,
back. Who knows? Who knows? You guys
maybe
make some
part two.
yeah, make some AFK donation games. All right, try it. Let me know if it still works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what's interesting? You briefly mentioned about like please donate now and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it's cool. It's actually this is funny. I haven't even told anybody with this, but like, dude, I remember like 2019, 2020. I was thinking to myself, and I saw these donation centers on Roblox, and I was like, dude, this is such a good idea. Like, why did this
Yeah.
die? This never came back. It was just like Please Donate. It was literally just booths and donation like presets, whatever. And they were
Yeah.
all empty. No, none of these games were all from like 2012, 2013, and I was just thinking to myself like, yo, someone should make this again. And I kind of regret I definitely should have done something. I don't know why I didn't do anything about it. But
Ah, yeah.
but then yeah, but then eventually Azam comes around, very smart or very smart person. He got very lucky. His game worked out really well, and it's funny because I literally remember like when that game first came up because I don't know I don't know if I was friends with him already or not. I don't think I was friends with him, but I somehow got into the server with him,
Mhm.
and this was like the first start of the whole Please Donate game. Like basically they had their first map. It was just one row, six donation booths lined up next to each other. Like nothing like
Yeah.
the current map. There was like nothing there. And there was maybe, I don't know, three people in the game, four people, five, like barely anyone. And it was like the really early stages. And it was actually really cool seeing just Hasm build up that game all the way to now what it is. It
Yeah.
was very cool. And I think it's a perfect example of just positioning a game very, very well and just executing perfectly. And then, it was a very, very smart idea and it worked very well.
Absolutely. Did you say that you're friends with Hazem, or you talked to him, or
Um, I think I honestly I don't fully remember. I feel like I wasn't friends with him before he started it. So I have to imagine I became friends with him after he like first started it. But it wasn't huge at all. It had like no one. So I was friends with him from like basically the start of him starting that game. And yeah,
wow. Yeah, that's
yeah.
crazy. So wait, you said you were friends with him from the point that he started? Is that what you said? Or
Basically from when he started
oh
Please
oh.
Donate to now.
So you
Yeah.
wait, so you know Hazem well?
Um, I've talked to him a good amount, honestly. Not like super, super well, but I've talked to him a lot on Discord and stuff.
Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. So you almost said that you could have basically made Please Donate. You had similar ideas before, right?
Yeah, I mean, dude, I
Dang.
remember, I remember seeing donation centers. Yeah, it's honestly, it's interesting how many old like super classic games there are that people have remade in just a unique angle. And it's funny, this goes for YouTube too. The exact same concept, honestly. Just reinventing the wheel, doing something really old with a unique angle,
Hmm.
and then it goes very viral. It's interesting. It's really interesting, yeah.
Yeah, it is for sure. It is interesting how you can take an idea from before, tweak it, improve it, and make it new again and make it blow up. And that can work in a lot of different fields, not just game development, not just YouTube. So yeah, amazing. That is insane how yeah, you started a trend, and also how this please donate, really related to it, honestly. Like donation AFK donation games, and then please donate comes out later. So I almost wonder if he got inspiration a little bit from that trend. Do you
Yeah,
think did he?
I never asked him that,
That would be
but
something good
I
to know.
I wouldn't be surprised. It probably,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it inspired him a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, yeah, that is fascinating. So, let me see if we got anything in the chat I can answer real quickly, or we can
I
answer
want to
real
say
quick.
one thing,
Oh yeah.
because I know a lot of people care about, they want to go viral on YouTube, and I just want to give a little bit of advice on that.
Ooh,
I
yeah.
think we've touched on it a little bit, but I'd say first of all, like if you're asking the question how to go viral on YouTube, I think first of all, you should probably try and rephrase that as like, how do I make the best videos possible that are going to do the
Mm,
best, right?
yeah.
I feel like first that's like the first step. Rephrase that question, how do I make the best videos possible? That's what Mr. Beast always says, and it's true, right?
It is. Yeah.
There's a lot of wisdom in just asking that question and then extrapolating that into all these ways that you can make your videos better because
Yeah.
it's funny, dude. It's funny how a lot of people they'll send me their channel and be like, "Yo, why am I not going viral? Why do I not have anyone watching?" And then I look at it and it's like it's a 10-minute unedited video. There's no hook. They have like an intro in the beginning. The thumbnail is the custom generated thumbnail. I mean, you gotta if you want to become viral on YouTube, and it goes for TikTok, it goes for any social media. You got to learn the fundamentals first. Focus on how to get people hooked on your videos, how to make good video ideas too, because I think it all comes from the video idea, right? If you have a good video idea, it's going to be a lot easier to make a hook
Yeah.
and keep people through the whole video. So you got to focus on the whole fundamentals first, hone in on the thumbnail, the title, the psychology of it, everything, and just master that. Iterate constantly. Make 100. If you really want to go viral, make 100 videos, right?
Yeah.
Make 100 videos and just look at every single one, see what went wrong, see where people clicked off in the algorithm, talk to your audience, see what they think, get feedback from them, and just keep iterating over and over again. You'll go viral.
Completely. That's how. Yeah. That's something that people overlook a lot of the time. That's how I largely grew my channel a lot. I just looked at, okay, what's doing well. Let's do more of that, and I just kept iterating. And I did hear like a lot of YouTube advice is make 30 videos, make 50 videos, make 100 videos, and see what does best. And those things that do best are the signal in all the noise. They're the thing you need to catch on to and keep doing over and over and keep improving and iterating on, as you said. So yeah, it's fascinating the way it takes to go viral. It's simpler than people think. They overcomplicate it, but they also get stuck. The reason why they overcomplicate it is they get stuck on, and they don't really think, I guess, necessarily about how do I improve and make the best videos possible, like Mr. Beast says. I talked about this in a recent video about how do you get to YouTube success? How do you go viral on Roblox YouTube? And something I mentioned in there that was really related to this is there's a lot of people who will go and they'll make a bunch of like clips in Brookhaven with no thumbnail, no voice, even nothing, and they just are like, why is my channel not growing? But it's like there's nothing there's nothing there. The thing is, anyone could upload a video like that. Anyone can upload a screen recording of their game, and a lot of people will come to YouTubers and ask, why is my channel not growing? And that's their videos. So if that's your videos, if that's where you're at right now, I understand. And it's best if you start to iterate, start to try new things, and step out of that fear of showing your voice, or whatever it is you need to take the next step and make the best videos possible.
Yep. I feel like ultimately you just got to stand out. Do
Yeah.
something new. I mean, I always look on my homepage and every once in a while, I'd say like a few times a week, I see a video that's like, wow, that's a great idea or it's a great thumbnail.
Yeah.
And I save those too. I think that's smart. Save anything that you can get inspiration from.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah.
And yeah, but there's just some videos that you can just tell that they're gonna go very viral, or it's a really, really good video because it's a unique video, very unique angle, and yeah, I think that's really important.
Definitely, definitely. Someone asked in the chat earlier, is it best to do quantity or quality when you start? I personally think quantity is when you start, because then you can get that, you start to know what works, what sticks, and then you can get to quality. But I'd be interested on your take.
Yeah, I mean, I've always heard the whole quality quantity argument,
Hmm.
and I gotta say I completely agree with you. I think you should definitely start out with as much quality as you can. Because in the beginning, the quality really doesn't matter. I mean, no one really knows you anyways. So
Mm-hmm.
just make as many videos as you can. You might as well. No one's really watching you at this point, and so at that point, really, you just got to make so many videos and just learn from every single one. Improve one thing from each video every time. Make 100 videos, make 200, right? Just make a lot, and then eventually you can earn the right to have
Mm-hmm.
quality content, right? But first, you got to just start with as much content as possible and constantly iterating.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's interesting because a lot of people will ask, well, what do I do to go viral? What do I do to go famous? And it comes down to these fundamentals that we're talking about. When you apply these, you're going to see it truly is the fundamentals. I was talking about this also. I made like a tweet. I was talking about how this goes over to like skills. People will learn a whole bunch of stuff that they don't need to know, or they'll do a whole bunch of things they don't need to do in a development skill or anything. They'll start looking and thinking that they need to get more complex. They need to get extremely complex to be good, to be a quote unquote real dev. And the same thing goes for YouTube. If you're trying to get the best banner, the best logo, all that stuff, oftentimes, like when you're starting especially, you're overcomplicating things. It comes down to the basics. It comes down to the content. The Pareto principle, which is the 80-20 rule, applies very well here. 20% of what you do is going to get you 80% of the results. This your absolutely goes down to YouTube. And 20% of the content you make is going to get 80% of the views. 20% of your work that you do is going to give you 80% of the results on your channel. And a lot of people will ask me like, "Okay, I want to do YouTube, but I don't know what to name my channel, or I don't know what logo to make for my channel. I don't know what banner to make." That stuff is in the 80% that isn't going to get you anywhere. The 20% is the content. You truly need to focus on the content, making that better. And yeah, it's crazy how in anything, it's oftentimes maxing out the most basic things, the most fundamental things, becoming the best at those and doing them so many times, you can't believe it. And that's what truly gets you success in any field. So, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think you
I just got idle kicked.
disconnected.
Oops.
Yeah, but no, that's super true. Yeah, are you joining back?
Yeah. I'm joining back. Go ahead. Um,
I want to add also just a little point that I'm gonna call out of some people here with this, but I think
oh
it's
man.
important to note. Um, a lot of people will like procrastinate, and
True.
they'll think that they're working on whatever they're doing because they're watching like a ton of YouTube videos, and they're watching people for like hours and hours talking about how to improve this. And if you want to be a YouTuber, they're watching a million interviews, they're reading a million books, right?
Yeah.
And that's good, but eventually you have to actually make the videos, right? And so a lot of people fall into that trap where they'll just consume like crazy, but they won't actually start producing anything.
yeah.
And it's something I do a lot too, so I don't
hmm
blame you if you do that. But definitely something to note and just to keep in mind is try and have some action going on. You know what I mean? You need to have stuff that you're producing instead of just consuming. I think, if you want to do like a whole, maybe you could do an 80-20 rule where you're doing like 80% producing and then 20% consuming really, really good content. That might help. But I think people consume way too much, and they don't produce enough, and they
Yeah.
don't take action enough. And so that's something that a lot of people, including myself, can work on.
Yeah, definitely. I find myself doing the same thing. And it's when I start new things or when I'm trying to do something. And I think oftentimes, I think a lot of people will ask, well, how do I start? Like in anything they want to do, how do I start? And the answer to that question is just start. No matter what you're doing, just start. And it's kind of crazy how a lot of this comes down to the simplest things. Just start. If you're asking that question in anything you're doing, whether that's YouTube, whether that's development, anything, just start. Whether you're trying to improve, just start improving. It often comes down to that. Chris, where are you in game? I think. Oh,
Yeah,
it looks like you
I just
reset.
saw that. I just reset. Maybe you can fix that.
like your character exploded or something, and it was just sitting there like.
Yeah, by the way, I just saw in the chat that Bro Builder's here. That
Oh,
was pretty
yo.
cool.
Hey,
Shout
how's
out
it
to him.
going? How's it going, Roll Builder? He recently had me on for 2 collabs, so yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah,
Appreciate the
I think he needs
opportunity.
to delete the barrier.
Oh, okay. I'll take that barrier off. There you go. There you go, Chris. Get back up
Thank
here.
you.
All right.
But yeah, keep going.
Yeah. So yeah, check that out, guys. If you haven't seen the collabs, we did two on reviewing your game, so it was really good, really awesome stuff there. So yeah. Next, I was gonna build on that point a bit more about just start. Yeah. So a lot of things it comes down to just starting, and yeah, it's often the fundamentals as I keep saying, but I think there was more I was gonna add on to that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was gonna link it back to the fear thing. I think sometimes it's laziness, sometimes it's fear, holding you back from just starting. And really, what you got to hear is just start a lot of the time. And a lot of the time, it is that fear of starting something new, of failing, of doing something new, making a new video, showing my voice in a video, improving my video. It's you might be afraid of the effort, afraid of failing, afraid of anything, and a lot of the time it comes down to just starting and pushing past that fear at anything you do. So yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. All right. So let's see here. Shayana RBLX said, so when one video peaks, do I keep going off that kind of content or do I just keep pushing out as much content as possible? That's a good question. Chris, you have an answer for that one.
So when a video peaks, keep going off on that. Yeah, I mean, I'd say yeah. If a video does well, then I feel like you should. I think that's what he's asking, right? Like if a video
Mm-hmm.
does really well, peaks in views, then yeah, you should definitely ride that wave, make more content similar to it. Also analyze why the video did well. That's another thing, right? Every video that I've ever made that went really viral, I analyze like crazy. Why did this do so well? Why did so many people like this video? What specifically about this video did so well? And then I use that with my other videos and I try to make similar content too.
Yeah, I have heard a lot that it's like signal and noise. So signal noise is basically like if you look at your channel and all your videos and all your views and all your subscribers and everything, well, maybe not subscribers, but all your content, all your views as noise, right? You put out a bunch of videos, they get 0 views, for example. That's all noise. But then you get one and it gets 1,000 views. That's a signal. It's just signals and noise. And when you look at it this way, it's really easy to see, okay, what should I keep doing? What should I improve on? Pick up on the signals. When things pop off, even if it's a small increase, 300 views versus 100 views, that's a signal to keep doing more like that or keep improving in that way that you improved in that video. And signal noise really helps in a lot of things because it simplifies things. Our perception is limited. We can't see all things at all times. And when you can simplify it down to signal and noise, my channel has a bunch of noise, a bunch of nothing. That's all the content that doesn't do well. And then I have, it has signals. Those are the things that suddenly I get, even if it's a slight increase of 10 views, 100 views, that's a signal. Capitalize on it.
Definitely. I love that analogy. It's very true.
For
I
sure.
saw I saw a good question in the chat. This guy said, "How do you come up with great video ideas?" I think a lot of people struggle with that, and it's a good question, right? So many people struggle with that. I feel like for me personally, for video ideas, I think there's a lot of different ways you can get video ideas, right? I
For sure.
think one method I've had is looking at like other niches completely separate from Roblox, maybe finance, business. Since I do Roblox videos, I try to look like at real money videos, right? And just try to see if any concepts you can apply to Roblox. Some don't work, right? Some are just completely off the table, but like a lot of them surprisingly work really well with Roblox. And so you can sometimes just kind of get you can get stuff from completely separate and completely different areas and apply it straight to Roblox, straight to YouTube, and it goes for a lot of different areas, and that helps a lot. And then
True.
I also just look at like other people in my field, see what videos they're doing, and sometimes I try to do a unique angle on what they do. Maybe somebody gave, I don't know, maybe someone did like just a specific video. A lot of sauce in the chat. Wow. A specific video. I'm gonna give a unique angle on it, change some stuff, change how I talk about it, and then make my own video on it, right? And another thing you can do is you could just straight up ask your audience, what do you guys want to see, right? A lot of the times you'd be surprised. The audience could give really, really good ideas. The right
Yeah,
people in your audience will know, you know what I mean? They will have really good ideas. And sometimes you might not have the direct idea from your audience, but you can kind of just it'll get your brain going and help you lead to a viral video. So many different ways to come up with video ideas. I feel like if you genuinely dedicate like an hour of your time to just thinking and looking across all these things, you will come up with some good video ideas. And I think that's important because Mr. B said this in one of his podcasts, and it's so true. It's like the idea is super important. I feel like
yeah,
people don't spend enough time realizing that the idea is pretty much everything. And right, and the difference between a video with 1 million views and a video with 10 million views is pretty much just the idea. It's just a better idea, the one with more views. And so if you have a good idea, it helps with everything else. Your thumbnail will be easier, your title will be easier, your editing and pacing will all be easier because the idea is the anchor point and it's a good idea.
absolutely. That is a really good point. It does come down to the idea a lot of the time. And yeah, so I think a lot of people they ask, how do I make good ideas? And I think if you're asking that question, I think the reason why is because you haven't been in it long enough. When all you think about, or when you're like me and or you're like Chris as well, and you've done YouTube for a long time, it's hard for us to answer that question fully because videos come to us. Video ideas come to us naturally. And the reason why is because the subconscious, when you are focused on something, dude, your subconscious is just generating connections constantly. It's generating ideas constantly. And the people who are the most creative, the people who are the most able to make those ideas, is because they're focused on something. A lot of people will, they'll be focused on something negative that happened to them or something like that. And that's when you really realize your brain kicks into overdrive, having all these thoughts. But yeah, everyone has these thoughts all the time. And it depends on what you focus on. If you're focusing on a negative thing that happened to you, you're going to have a lot of negative thoughts and ruminations about that. If you're focusing on a positive goal that you have, however, if you're focusing on that vision you have for yourself or whatever you're doing, or your future or whatever, well, now your subconscious is literally being programmed to focus on that and focus on making ideas for that. You're going to start, because it's going to start making connections in your day to day of, okay, I saw a book about cooking. Now I have game ideas for cooking game ideas, So, and or if it's YouTube, you're gonna have ideas for videos. You're gonna have ideas just randomly come to you out of the blue. So, and the reason why me and Chris have that already is because, well, we have channels. We had done it for a while, or any YouTuber who has done YouTube for a while, they are constantly thinking, how can I improve my videos? What should I make next? It's just automatic. They don't have to consciously set their brain to that. It's automatic. They're automatically coming up with ideas. This goes for anything. But yeah, so really focusing on something, thinking about it all the time, you're going to start to generate ideas automatically.
Yeah, that was a great tangent you went on. I want to say two things. First of all, also Mr. Beast, I remember that he was saying that like he would get ideas. This is all because of the subconscious. Like he would get ideas in his dreams, video ideas while
Really?
like lucid dreaming. Yeah, he
Yeah,
literally said that. So like he would think so much about YouTube that he would literally dream about ideas, and
exactly.
then some of those would go viral. He would
And
also interesting method. I haven't tried this, but he would look at like a dictionary, and
yeah,
just different words would give him ideas. So if you want to try that, it's a pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And then the
absolutely.
second thing that's really important that you said was that, yeah, like I don't know if a lot of people realize this, but yeah, the things you think about definitely materialize into your life. And so if you're thinking, yeah, if
For
you're thinking
sure.
negative thoughts, you're gonna get negative things in your life. I mean, that's directly how it works. That's how the universe
Mm-hmm.
works, right? If you're thinking about positive things, you're gonna get more positive things in your life. And so just want to say while all of you are working on your journey, if you want to get rich or whatever, then just make sure you're focusing on what you want, Don't focus on what you don't want.
Definitely.
Pretty much just disregard what you don't want because you're giving it thought energy, and that's gonna make it ultimately happen. So just saying, yeah.
Super good point. Super good point. And people don't really realize that that's true. They think, oh, that's not real. And then, of course, they keep thinking negative things about themselves or whatever, the world, whatever. And of course, they keep getting negative results. So, is it real? I don't know. Go ahead and look at any successful person. Usually they're very, very positive because, yeah, you're right, it materializes. So, yeah, about the lucid dreaming thing, dude, that is omega productivity. That is amazing. Imagine that level of productivity. I don't know how to do that just yet, but that would be crazy.
Yeah.
We got zero bid zero in the chat. Gave a $4.20 420 donation. Thank you very much. Enjoying the interview. Stay awesome, guys. Thank you. I appreciate the donation. We will keep going. Yeah. Make sure to drop a like if you're enjoying the stream so far. And yeah, let's keep going.
Yeah, let's get some questions in the chat, by the way, because I'm down to answer anything you guys want. So Q&A.
Absolutely. Might have to
Any
tone it
questions you
down.
got,
Yeah.
Smarty? Yeah, I
Let's
might need
crank it
to. Yeah,
up.
it's a little bit too much sauce.
Too much sauce? We're going too deep in the sauce?
Why is the sky blue? That's actually a good question. So I want
I
to talk.
don't know.
I want to
Yeah.
talk about that.
Okay, we should discuss this. We're completely off the topic of Roblox. We're completely switching. We're talking about the sky and color. Okay.
So
Yeah.
basically, it's because of the analytics on YouTube, and pretty
Ah,
much
I never knew
right,
that.
the color of the views, it's blue, and so it's directly because of that.
Ah, dude. What? I never realized that.
Yeah, I don't think people realize that.
Dude. People need to pay more attention to their analytics and their YouTube views because maybe they'd
Hmm.
know some more answers about the universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody asked if I know Sam Ovens. I actually don't know who that is, but I looked up his channel. He has like business content, I guess. I do watch a lot of business stuff on YouTube, and I have Twitter also. So just quick point on that is like a lot of people don't realize it, but you can curate your social media to be a superpower. I don't think people know that, but like
Absolutely.
you could use TikTok to your advantage. Like I don't use TikTok. I think it just kind of fries your brain. But if you wanted to though, you could just like really really good content on TikTok, just constantly program it to be good, and then you could just get so much good content that's going to help you a lot. So I'm constantly curating my Twitter and my YouTube. I have lists and stuff and just all this stuff, and I'm getting constantly value on all these platforms. And so I think if you're going to be using social media a lot, you might as well have some valuable people in there that are teaching you lessons. So
Dude,
yeah,
that is such
it's
a good
important.
point. I have not thought about that nearly enough because I mean, obviously, because me and you, we're both very focused on business and things like that. Our social media algorithms are programmed to give us sauce, like what we're giving you right now. They're programmed to give us constant feed of value, and I take anything out that's just nonsense or entertainment most of the time. So I don't think people realize that about content. It literally gives you the stream of insight you need constantly to your brain. Is either garbage, like the negative thoughts, or it's good stuff and it's positive thoughts. It's pouring in your brain. That's what you think about all the time, and it's helpful stuff and value and business content, especially, is really helpful and positive and will help you get a lot of results. And I think that something that people don't realize is that this stream right here, a lot of the stuff we're saying is the reason why we have so many different insights is because we have these curated social media feeds. I realize a lot of the things I'm saying have come from tweets I've read. My brain is just pulling them up randomly. Like the just start thing, I've seen tweets about that recently and it came up here. So I'm spreading the value, become there's a term for this. It's called a synthesizer. This is like a content term, and it's basically like a new job that has come out, which is people who consume content that is valuable and helpful, and then they go and apply it. These people are going to be basically the job of the future, because what you're doing is you're consuming the best content, and then you're specifically outputting it to a specific type of person who needs that content, who can gain value from what you're saying, and you're synthesizing it. You're giving it back in a nice package format in a way that is helpful to them, and you're taking a bunch of insights from all over the place, grabbing them, and then pulling them into your space and giving them to people. And that's like a huge thing, is that what we're doing right now, we're synthesizers and we're synthesizing information. And when you start to curate your feed like this, people don't realize that your social media feed, oftentimes people talk about it being detrimental. There are a lot of issues. But for people like us, like you watching the stream, you can be an incredibly productive person and use social media to your advantage. You can be gaining those insights constantly like a beam into your brain. You want to download information into your brain? Dude, tune your social media algorithm. Such a good point, Chris.
Yeah, it's very powerful stuff. I mean, that's a lot of sauce. If you just guys like definitely keep that in mind. I think that's super important, and especially because all of us obviously are spending so much time on our phones on social media, might as well be benefiting from that. So
Yeah.
super true. Um, I saw a question from this guy saying, "Do you see yourself getting to a higher point than you were on Roblox in 2021?" Good question. Um, I mean, I feel like for my as in terms of like my direction, I kind of have recently thought about making different channels, not fully quitting Roblox, but like I kind of want to try different channels out on YouTube just because, seeing what I've done with Roblox, I kind of want to try out different niches and see what I could do. And I definitely know I could easily take other channels to 100K and beyond. And so
Oh yeah.
I want to definitely get into that. Um, and so yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I'm gonna quit Roblox, but like I'm just trying to venture into other stuff. And yeah, I mean, I did a lot in Roblox in 2021, but ultimately it's a very very small piece of everything. I want to do much much more. I mean, very very small piece of the total goal.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm going to do more channels as well. I'm working on doing one on YouTube. I'll be sharing that soon. Like how do you grow on YouTube and things like that. So stay tuned. And I know that I think that's something that you probably could do too, like a channel on YouTube growth. Even you'd probably be really really good at that, or productivity or anything.
Yeah. We need more questions in here, guys. If you guys want to ask stuff,
Yeah, keep
I'm
spamming
down to answer.
sauce.
I'll answer anything. Ask me whatever. I'll give any sauce. Just ask.
Come on, ask for sauce. Spam sauce and ask for sauce, and we will answer.
Can you make a living being a Roblox dev slash builder, and is it worth the effort? I mean, I I don't know. I would say a lot of your audience is developers, right,
Yeah,
Smarty?
definitely.
Okay. I did actually want to. I saw a tweet a few days ago, and I was thinking about this before also. From somebody called Cole. I think you know him, Cole on
Yeah, for
Twitter.
sure. Mm-hmm.
He's a great developer. He
Mm-hmm.
had a tweet that was really cool. I just want to say this because I know there's a lot of developers here, and I'll answer this guy's question also after. But it just made me think because I know there's probably some developers that want to make games and they want to make a living from that. So cool little tweet I saw from Cole that inspired a little bit in me and just it made me think was he said stop making games you think kids will like and start making games younger you would have loved. And
Oh yeah,
I think it's a powerful concept because
it is.
a lot of people they'll make games that they think kids are gonna like, and it's very disconnected from themselves. I feel like it helps a lot if you just make games that younger you would really love. I think there's a lot of power in that, and it's very valuable to think like that. I think it helps a lot with games. If you're
It
making a
is.
game, kind of think like that. Try and make something that younger you would love to play, and just keep that in mind when you're making a game. And then to answer his question, by the way, he asks, "Can you make a living being a Roblox set builder?" I mean, I'm not a developer, so but from what I've seen, yeah, there's a lot of people, Roblox developers making an insane amount of money. So you can definitely make a living. I think,
Absolutely.
the top front page games are making millions. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I know a lot of them they have huge teams, right? But
Mm-hmm.
the top people they're making a lot, right? I
Yeah.
mean, you look at the top games, Adopt Me, Pet Simulator, these owners they're getting rich from these games. And so
Mm-hmm.
it's entirely possible. And anyone watching this stream definitely can do it. I mean, you look 5, 10, like if you look into the past of these owners, they were probably just like you, right? They were
Yeah.
they were consuming all this good content. I was teaching them stuff, and they had no success, but they constantly kept trying different games, right? Imagine how many games these top developers have made. I mean, I can only
Oh,
imagine, right? They've probably
hundreds.
made so many
Hmm.
games and so many failures until they're a big hit, and then that's the only game that they're known for, right? But nobody realizes that they were making games for years, right? So it takes a while, but yeah, now you can definitely make a living off of this, off of YouTube. A lot of potential here, infinite potential.
Absolutely, yeah. And I know working on medium, small games, dude, you can make a lot. You can make hundreds to thousands, like we did off Jimmy games, especially at peak. But even now, we make hundreds a month, even just off simple games that people would never expect. You don't have to be on the front page to be making money on Roblox. That's a huge misconception, and that's why I talk about simple games so much. Is because simple games, they can blow up, they can go front page, but the most simplest games can make you Robux, can make you money, and then you can use that as a staircase step up to the games you want to make later. And the same thing goes for YouTube, like Chris was talking about earlier. If you're looking to make YouTube videos, dude, you start one channel, like he started on Roblox, he started on Roblox, I started on Roblox. Now we're both starting other channels and we're going to be able to grow them very large because we have this experience. Success compounds and it allows you to go to other things after that. Go to the next level after that. It's exponential, and it's like a staircase. It's like a ladder. It goes up. Whatever analogy you want to use, it keeps on going up.
Yeah, very powerful stuff. Super true. Um, I saw a question in chat. I think it said, "How do I stay on topic and stop being sidetracked from everything around me?" So I think he's asking like, "How do I stay focused?" I think that's what that means at least. How do I stay focused and distracted from everything? Is only what I could assume that means. So if anyone has that problem, I know a lot of people have that problem.
Oh yeah.
Um, and that's important because you need focus. Like you're not going to be able to make a game or a YouTube channel if you can't focus on producing content or producing the game. Gotta have a lot of focus. It's a lot of focus in this game of making this stuff. So I think what helps is first of all try and not spend all your time on things like TikTok and shorts and stuff that will kind of hurt your brain and make it harder for you to focus on things, right? Try and kind of train your brain to get used to working on things for a while. And I feel like once you attune your brain to that, it helps a lot. And also if you want to like get like deep work done on something, put your phone on airplane mode or put it on like in another room because I feel like your phone could be like a huge distraction. So that definitely that distracts me a lot. And so that helps a lot when I do that.
Yeah.
But that's very powerful because it just you need focus for a lot of things. And then I just saw another question of how I stop procrastinating. That's a good
Mm.
question. I know a lot of people struggle with that. Um, I think part of procrastination is a lot of times it's just because you're doing something that doesn't really align with you. I feel like that's like sometimes that's a big part of it. So I think
Yeah.
first of all you need to make sure and I'm assuming this is like if you're let's say you're trying to make a YouTube channel and you're procrastinating a lot and you're not being able to work on it, then maybe it's not for you. Maybe there's something else out there that will appeal more to you and make you less likely to procrastinate and maybe you'll be more interested in it, right? That's one side of it, but I think the other thing is some people just procrastinate on everything anyways. And I mean, I don't know, I'm not a master on that either. I procrastinate like all the time too. But I feel like sometimes you just have to do certain things and you kind of just have to have the discipline to get stuff done.
Hmm.
And that's just kind of something you have to work on with yourself. I mean, there's like I guess you have like there's techniques and stuff, but I think it just comes down to just getting it done and like
Yeah.
working on that skill with you.
Absolutely. Some really good insights there. I think on the procrastination thing, I think that something that really helped me recently because I noticed I was procrastinating somewhat. I realized, well, I started implementing more, just taking action and then slowly getting momentum. So starting with speed, quickly doing things right now, that's how you get started, all right? But then as you start to do that, you're going to start to build momentum. And momentum is what you really need if you're trying to do anything, if you are trying to avoid procrastination. It starts with literally just getting started and then continuing the speed and building momentum. Momentum is what can really, really, really make anything grow, make anything improve, because momentum makes things a lot easier. If you're doing things all the time, but it takes a lot of effort and you feel like you're not already in motion, it's really hard. The laws of physics apply to productivity. If you're sitting there and you're doing a bunch of work one day and then no work the next day and then a bunch of work the next day, you're not consistent, and you also don't have momentum because it's all random, it's all over the place. So slowly building up to that momentum can really, really help you, and you'll have habits, you'll be automatic, and it's just going to be a lot better to do that. And for focus, because you were talking about focus a lot, we had that question about focus. I think something very key is that the way that you frame things creates the focus. And if you're going to frame things as, my phone is an entertainment device, well, what is it going to be? It's going to be a thing that saps your focus. But if you change the frame, the frame of my phone is a productivity device. It's something I learned from. If you frame it that way, now you're going to be getting a lot more out of it. The frame you place on things, the way that you frame things, your thoughts, anything, it creates the focus. And it also creates the way you feel about it. If you're going to frame school, for example, as this horrible place you hate, rather than a place to make friends or whatever, well, you're going to feel horrible about school. And you're going to be, the reason why is because you're focusing on the things you hate. So when you are able to frame things the right way in your mind, you're going to notice a huge difference in everything, and especially in focus. Because if you're framing your whole life as I'm a failure or something like that, or I can't do anything, if you're framing your whole life that way, well, you're going to continue to get that, because you're going to continue to get failure, because the frame creates the focus, which is I'm going to see and amplify in my head every single time I fail, and it's going to confirm that back to me, and now I'm going to feel horrible. If I frame my life as, you know what, I have potential, now I'm going to see things that I can apply myself in, and I can use my potential, and I'm going to feel much better. It might take a little bit of time, but I'm going to feel a lot better, and it's going to be rooted from the way that I framed it.
That's a very powerful concept, and I've seen people talk about that, the whole framing thing. I think that's super important. I've even seen people say that, like, if you frame something as really, really difficult, really hard work or whatever, then yeah, it's going to be hard for you to do that. But if you frame it as this is going to be easy, and if this is going to work, right? If you frame it from those positive things, then you're much more likely to get a positive result. So I think framing things is
Absolutely.
super key. That's huge. And then the other thing was that you talked about also with the momentum, with the whole with productivity. I think that's so powerful. I think momentum is a very powerful force. And if you get momentum, you need to take advantage of it, right? So I think that's really powerful. And yeah, it's also like, yeah, you can definitely start something slowly and just kind of ease into it. Say you're only going to work on this for 10 minutes, and then you get into the mood, and then boom, now you're working for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Boom. Very powerful.
Absolutely. Completely agree. Thank you, Tanuki Alex, for the $6.99 CAD donation. Two Kings on stream. W advice W. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. Let's see. We got any questions? We have any questions? I heard of this. Burple said, I heard of this technique. Just getting everything set up. Then you're more likely to go ahead and do it. Yeah, getting everything set up before you work. That can be a really good idea for sure. Can really help you. I also heard of doing 5 minutes of work. Just saying, I'm going to do 5 minutes and then stopping. That can be a really good way if you're struggling with procrastination, getting started. But yeah.
No, yeah, very powerful. Um, I mean, yeah, we've been going for a while, but I feel like we need some fire questions to end it off. So if anyone wants to ask some fire stuff in the chat, but
Yeah, we got
I think
Kalen.
we've had
Oh
some
yeah.
pretty good sauce so far.
Oh yeah, amazing sauce. This has been an amazing stream. Thank you for tuning in and liking the stream. Thank you for that. And Calem's question is not really a mindset question, but I sponsored my game for 50,000 Robux and I only got 10,000 visits, which is very disappointing. I thought I had a good thumbnail title and all. Advice? Well, I've seen the same thing. I think I mentioned this recently in a video or something. That I saw somebody on the dev forum once who did the exact same thing. They spent 50,000 Robux or something, and they only got like only a little bit of visits. And honestly, the issue is you really should test with a lot smaller amounts first. Don't blow everything on one sponsor. The issue you had is blowing 50,000 all at once. I mean, and you can't go back in time, so don't focus on that. But um, in the future, don't spend all your Robux all at once. Test it with a 5K or even less, and it's gonna be a lot better to do that because you're gonna be able to see, okay, was my thumbnail good? Was my icon good? Was my description good? Because oftentimes what you think is good as a developer isn't good to the players you're trying to reach, sadly. So that's the best advice I can give you for that.
That was very good. Um,
Thanks.
how do you deal with somebody asked, how do you deal with the thoughts of regrets? I think for regrets, I mean, I kind of just, I mean, I don't know. It's, if you just constantly think of like what you regret doing, can't really change that. You can't really change anything that you did in the past. So I feel like you just kind of have to move on, learn from it, and then get better. If you regret doing something, just reflect on it, but then just keep moving on. No point in just like, no point in just thinking about your regrets all day. I feel like that won't really get you anywhere.
Definitely, I agree. It goes back to the framing. If you're framing your life as a life you regret, doesn't matter how much time you wasted. I've wasted time. I've done the same exact thing, but I accept it. I'm like, okay, it's okay, and I move on. And I frame it as, you know what? Focus on the future. I have potential here. I can improve that. I can gain momentum, and that's very key. Don't so accept whatever it is that you regret. Just be like, it's past. It's okay. It happened, and now what can I do next? Because you have all the time in the world to do what you want to do next.
Definitely.
Code Emerge said, I feel like starter developers should grind out commissions. Then once they have around 200,000 Robux saved, they can start producing smaller, trendy games to build up income than make any desire. But while doing this, they should also try to get in contact with promoters. Like a good promoter is Axel, owner of Arm Wrestle Sim. That's interesting. That's an interesting point. That, yeah, I would agree that it's a good idea to grind out commissions. That was what I was trying to do when I was first starting. And then, of course, we had some successes with, Jimmy games, etc. And now we're able to fund things. And yeah, I completely agree. It's about getting those starting funds, getting that initial momentum, and once you have, like you said, around 200k Robux saved, or sometimes even less, you can build connections as well. And if you build connections and network and give value to people, you don't have to necessarily pay a whole bunch of people to make a game. You can gain friends, gain a network, and you can make a game for completely free. It might be harder. You're gonna have to interact with people, but very worth it. So yeah, but I completely agree that you should find a way, save up some Robux, and then you can start to fund things. But yeah, it's also key to gain knowledge along the way because you could do that. But if you aren't looking at those commissions that you take as, you know what, I want to learn as much as possible here. I want to gain as much as I can, not just the Robux. If you aren't looking at it that way, it's not gonna you're not gonna be ready to make that full game later. So what I did when I worked on, for example, the Ryan's World Roblox game, I was building on that. I was actually very focused on how did a studio work? How did they manage their teams? How did they do these things? How did they manage updates? And I focused on these details and I was very tuned in. How are they communicating well as a team? And I think that that's something very key that people don't realize about commissions, especially if you're getting into those more professional teams. if you're getting hired by them, which you absolutely can as a newer developer. That was 2020 or 2021 for me, and I had been developing for a few years, but that was like when I was starting to get really, really serious, and I was able to get that, back then. So, yeah, so really, like, even as a new developer, I mean, new developers especially focus on those things that those teams are doing and that the commissioner's doing. How are they coming to you with their commission? How are they reaching out to you? How are they finding you? Because now, if you also have that information and wisdom from doing your commissions and analyzing how exactly are these people coming to me and giving me commissions, how exactly are they running their teams, how exactly are they finishing these projects, what exactly differentiates, what are the differences between a project that I work on with for a commission for somebody else that actually releases and does well, or actually releases at all, compared to the ones that never release, or the team falls apart, or the game doesn't do well. Compare what was the difference. Was there a leadership style? Was the person who was commissioning me more positive and more effective at being a leader, or was it something else? Was it the way that they managed the game? Was it the developers they were choosing? Did they were they nice to the people they were working with? What was there that made their game successful? And you're going to find that when you do this, you're going to gain so many more insights and so much more value from what you're learning from these commissions and from working with these other developers, and especially if you're in those professional environments or more skilled long time developers, you're going to learn so much from them doing that compared to any amount of Robux or any amount of money you're going to gain from it. The insights that you gain from taking action and actually working for these people are infinitely more valuable than any kind of Robux or money you're going to gain from working on a commission.
Wow, that was good. This is why you're the king of Roblox development YouTube.
Thank you. I try my best to give the best value I can. Yeah.
Very good. I want to touch on something for a second that I
All
think
right.
is really important. Um, AI. I think I think AI right now is really powerful, and if anyone here is
Definitely.
not using it, then kind of falling behind because right now AI is completely it's rising like crazy. It's like computers in the 80s and 90s. It's just
True.
going it's going really big, and
Hmm.
it's really powerful to use AI to your advantage, right? I know there's some people that don't like AI, but like ultimately you're gonna have to use it if you want to get ahead. And
Completely agree.
so even things just like I mean ChatGPT works amazing. I use it a lot. I pay for the GPT-4 and it's very powerful. And there's other AIs that do specific specialized things, but I just want to make sure everyone here is if you're not using it, get on it, learn into it. I saw someone says refuse to use it. That's fine, but I will say you should just look into it a little bit because it's a tool. It's very powerful, and you guys can definitely it can help. It just helps. It can help your workflow like crazy. I think that's one of the biggest powerful things about it. It can make you so much more efficient. All right, and it's pretty
Yeah.
much like having like a personal assistant doing things for you constantly. And so you're making a
Hmm.
game, you can use AI for ideas, for I mean ideas is a big one. That helps a lot. Game ideas, talk to ChatGPT. They have a voice feature now. You can talk to it with your phone. Like that's amazing, right? You can go on a walk, talk with ChatGPT about some game ideas, and I'm sure you'll come out with something, right? If you're a YouTuber, you can use it for also ideas for scripts, for thumbnails now. Now there's some thumbnail stuff. You can also use it to learn. That's the other thing. You can use it to learn. I saw someone here in the chat. It's true. You can learn with it. You can use it to summarize videos. I use that now I have like a summarizer thing for videos. To summarize videos, summarize books. It can like it's just insane, dude. If you guys are not using it, you don't have to, but highly recommend. Look into it, utilize it, take advantage.
Completely agree. I think a lot of people hate AI. They get really mad about seeing AI. This is big in the Roblox community. They're angry, artists especially. They're angry about what AI is doing, the developments that are coming out. But truly, there's nothing you can do about AI advancing. And it may be a sad truth. You may see it as AI is taking over the world, but again, it's how you frame it. Are you going to frame AI as your tool you're going to use to help you, or are you going to frame AI as this horrible enemy monster we have to fight away and kill at all costs, you know? And how are you going to frame it? Because the way you frame it is what you're going to focus on, which is going to give you, you know, it's going to make you feel some way about it. And if you hate AI, you're going to feel horrible about it. You're going to be angry about it all the time, like a lot of these people on X, on Twitter, and you're not going to get anything from it. And there's a huge opportunity right now to use AI. There's a huge opportunity to use AI in everything that you do, like Chris said. And I think that the people who don't hate AI, they see it as, you know what, world's changing, that's all right. I'm going to go and use it. They're going to be the ones who are successful. Like you watching this stream, you probably actually appreciate AI because you've been listening to the insights so far. You know how success works, how these things work, how mindset works, and you know that if you're going to frame AI as a good thing to help me, it's going to make you do better no matter what. And you are going to be in the you could literally be in the top 1% if you're one of the people leveraging AI rather than hating it. Because I hear a lot of people, there'll be like teachers or whatever at school will be like, you know what, AI is just taking over everything, it's killing everything, it's going to make people dumb. I completely disagree with that. I think that AI is going to make people much more efficient, like Chris said. I think that AI is going to help people a lot in every way, and if you know how to use it, that is. And I think that it's going to allow you to automate those low level tasks like listing out your to-do list and making it match the times in the day. I'll do that. I'll copy paste a bunch of things I need to do and say make a schedule, and it will do it. Whether it's giving me advice on whatever it is, giving me ideas, it can really help with those low level tasks. And humans aren't going to become dumber. They just have to learn how to, okay, use it on those low level tasks. Now I'm not wasting as much time. Now I can focus on the higher level creative stuff. I can focus on what I do best as a human, which is making creative ideas, which is putting in the best execution, which is connecting with other people and giving them the things they want on YouTube in my content or in games or whatever I'm doing. And when I do that, when I frame AI this way, when I use it this way, it helps me a lot. And I don't think I'm becoming dumber. I think I've become smarter because of AI. I'm able to do things faster. I'm able to focus on the bigger picture. And that's what entrepreneurs do. Entrepreneurs focus on the bigger picture. They focus often, a lot of entrepreneurs, they call themselves visionaries because they're focusing on the big vision. And that's what, when you're automating those tasks you used to do, those random little things that don't really give that much value, the shallow work rather than the deep work, when you're automating it, dude, you can save a lot of time. You can focus on the bigger picture and on your deep work. So, very key to use AI to the max. Don't hate it. Just see it as what it is, a tool. And the people who leverage it the best are going to do the best. So you watching this stream right now, dude, you literally have such high potential. You should capitalize on it because you have heard so many insights this stream. This has been like a whole course on how to be successful in basically anything. It's actually kind of crazy because we've talked about it started with how do you get famous on Roblox. It started with Chris's story, and in that there were a lot of lessons, and we both shared insights this whole time, and it literally has ended up being how do you get successful in anything at all, no matter what it is. And I think it's been an amazing stream so far. So, yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. It's been amazing.
Yeah, I think that was great points. I think it definitely is about the frame. It's all about the frame.
Yeah.
And it's funny 'cause it's like the same as like the internet starting up, right? In in the old days when the internet started, there were a lot of bad stuff about it. It was replacing a ton of people. There was bad websites. Hackers were getting a ton of advantages now. It was becoming easier to do bad things.
Hmm.
And like, yeah, no, for sure. I mean, the internet has caused a ton of bad things, right? It's destroyed many things, of course, but at the same time, there's also been a lot of positive. I'd almost argue more positive than negative from the internet starting up. And so it's the exact same thing with AI. Of course, there's going to be negative things. It's going to replace a lot of people, yeah, but there's going to be a lot of positives from this. And so it's all about the framing. And it's crazy because if you don't like it or not, you also got to realize like every company is using it right now too. And so
Yeah, true.
it's everywhere. I mean, I don't know if you guys realize that, but it is everywhere. Like every big company is using AI right now to get their company better, to compete and become the best, right? Everyone's using AI, and so very powerful. I also, you briefly said that you like need to know how to use it correctly. I think that's the other thing. A lot of people don't even realize,
True.
because what they'll go on ChatGPT and they'll just be like, "How do I get rich?" Whatever. They're gonna input stuff, and then they're gonna get a bad idea about AI because of that. And so you got to
True.
realize it's a lot about how you prompt, right? There's a whole job now about just prompt engineering. Like that's becoming an actual job, which is crazy. But yeah, no, there's a lot of power in prompting these AIs correctly. And so you need to know how to come across that. I'm not able to give a whole course on that in this podcast, but I will say you got to be more specific. You can't be super generic. You need to give it all the information that it needs to come up with smart things, and you need to give it time and patience. But if you guys really want to get into that, you can look up like prompt engineering stuff. There's like videos about it. But just know how to use it. That's powerful. And then I also saw someone in the chat. Wow, a lot of chats here. Someone in the chat said something that was really important. They said, "I think AI should be used as a tool to use whenever you need it, but not as a main source for things." And so
Completely.
that plays into like make sure you're not getting dumber because of it, right? Because some people actually are getting dumber because of it, because they're just relying on it for everything in their life, and they're making it their main source for everything. And so I think
Hmm.
try and frame it from the point of view it's like an assistant. And if you're learning something, then the majority of your learning should be from actual good sources, videos, books, whatever, and then it can be a supplement to it
Yeah.
and kind of help you there, but don't make it your main thing, right? And that goes for ideas, that goes for anything. Make sure you're using it as a supplement to everything. That's very important. And because if you don't do that, you're gonna become dumber.
Yeah. True.
Someone asked if they could take over the world with AI. I think you can. You definitely. It's funny because I think it might actually. It's getting scary. It's gonna get very powerful. So
Definitely.
it's gonna get interesting.
It
Um,
is.
but yeah, no, that's my thoughts on AI.
Yeah, super good insight, super good points. Yeah. I would say that sometimes I will go and I'll be looking into a new subject and I will look at books and stuff or but I'll also just have good conversation with ChatGPT about a bunch of the different terms and a bunch of the different ideas in the subject I'm looking into and I will use it to just kind of get my feet wet in the subject and learn about all the different terms and things like that and it really helps with the basics in a subject and also connecting the dots in your mind because you might have something, oh, this kind of sounds familiar. How does this match up with this? And you can ask it about it. Like, how does this from this other thing match with what I'm learning right now? You can ask it questions like that. But as Chris says, don't rely on it too much. Completely agree there.
Yeah. Um, got some people spamming in your chat.
Well, hopefully that the spamming is making it go up in the algorithm. That's all I'll say. But I'm gonna time you out for 1 minute, person who's spamming. 1 minute.
I saw someone asked a very deep question in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Funny, this is like a Roblox podcast, and somebody asked deep question: How do you maximize life?
Whoa. I don't know
Dude,
that one
we
just
could we
yet.
could do the whole we could do the whole podcast on just that topic. Um, but I will say just for that though, that's like an important topic though, and I honestly,
Yes.
I mean, look, I don't really know anything, so I can't fully talk on that, but I will say do things that interest you, do things that challenge you, right? Go for success. I mean, I mean, at least like at least to my knowledge, you only have one life, and so don't waste it with people you don't love. Don't do things that you don't love, and just aim for to become the best version of yourself, and aim for success, and believe that
Yeah.
you will get it, and you will. That's
Good
what I
point.
think, at least for maximizing life.
I agree. That is a deep question for a Roblox podcast. I agree with what Chris said.
Yeah. Then again,
And
we're just Roblox people, so maybe I don't know anything.
yeah, maybe we don't. Yeah. So yeah, but it's been amazing so far. I think we have a few other things
By the way,
to chat.
guys, if you're this far, in this podcast and you're still watching, 90% chance you're gonna make it. I'm just saying.
Literally. Most people don't realize
Like
that. Like,
if you guys are this far, you're ahead of most people. All right, most people cannot. They can't even watch something for this long. So if you've been watching
true.
this whole time, shout out to you.
True. Like most people are just there's like a bunch of other people. Just imagine a bunch of other people, millions of people scrolling on TikTok in a big stadium or something. That's everyone else. And then there's the people in a small room, look watching this stream, right? The people who are going to succeed are the people in the small room watching this stream, So that just think about
Yeah,
that on the
dude.
scale.
Bro, have you seen people scrolling on TikTok in person? It's crazy. It's crazy. Like just seeing like it's like watching like a robot or
Yeah,
something.
it
It's
is.
scary, dude. People scroll to give like a video like 1 second, scroll to the next, and they're watching like car crashes and all this
Yeah.
crazy stuff on TikTok. And so yeah, I'm just saying I'm not telling you to like stop watching TikTok and stuff, but might not be the might not be the best for you. Just saying.
Yeah, I agree. I would say stop. I would say stop if you're trying to achieve anything. Like, somebody in chat was mentioned, or a few people mentioned scripting secrets, and um, the something interesting about it is like the fourth or fifth lesson in, I literally just tell you straight up, delete TikTok if you're going to take this course. Just delete it. It's taking away all your focus, and you're not going to be able to learn much. So it's interesting. Yeah.
Like that's powerful. That's true, definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, completely agree. It zaps your attention, it zaps your attention span, and if you're watching this far, you're ahead of all those people who cannot possibly watch something for this long, and that puts you ahead. You can do anything. So yeah.
Yo, we should do a little bit of self promo.
Self
I
promo.
just want to say,
Self
can I do some
promo
self
time.
promo real quick?
All right, go off.
I just want to say, I have a podcast also. Haven't posted in
Yeah,
a year, but I do have a podcast though,
I'll put the
and
link below.
I might do some more episodes soon, including maybe part two of this podcast saying Smarty's story and his advice over on my channel. And we have a pretty cool podcast setup and stuff. So it's a really nice thing. And so yeah, if you guys want to watch those are it's like videos, so it's a little bit different layout. And I kind of I like this layout that you've had with the whole live thing. I might actually
Thanks.
try it.
Ooh, that'd be great.
Yeah, no, it's been interesting. But yeah, if you guys want to check that out, it is a pretty cool podcast.
Awesome. Yeah, I love it. I watched a few episodes. It was really insightful. You had some good guests. Yeah, like Project Supreme. It was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a lot of I tried doing like different people. I didn't want to just do one group of people. So I had like a cafe owner, I had a UGC creator, I had a YouTuber, and so yeah, I might bring that back. I think it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Whoa, someone said Red Wire said that the creator of Skibidi Toilet Tower Defense was in our game an hour ago, and he makes 300k USD per year. Wow, I didn't realize that, dude. Shout out to him. That's insane. If you're watching and you want to get on a podcast, I would have you on for sure. So yeah, just hit me up on X or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Toilet tower defense. That sounds interesting.
it does sound interesting.
300,000 a year from that? Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah, never know what will take off, I guess.
That just shows you the potential on Roblox, dude.
Yep,
Any game, any idea can make a lot.
totally, totally. All right, do we have anything else in the chat? Would I rather use ChatGPT for AI code or the Roblox Studio AI? I would see GPT-4, honestly. I haven't really used the Roblox one as much, but I honestly really like GPT-4, and I think it's better. I think it's smarter. Maybe I'm wrong though. Um, but personally, I like
Yeah, I think it's
GPT-4.
much better.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot better. I haven't even used a Roblox one. I think it's cool. Roblox is doing AI stuff. But yeah, GPT-4 is powerful. Like if you guys haven't
Totally.
tried it, I know it's like $20, but like it's very powerful. You guys should try it.
Completely. I did see an interesting comment earlier. I'm just trying to find.
How to take over the world with AI.
Oh yeah,
So basically there's a three-step plan,
yeah. Let's
right?
hear it.
There's a three-step plan. All right. So the first thing you want to start with, I'm kidding. I can't say it. I'll say it off stream. I'll say it off stream.
All right, all right.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you later, Smarty, how to do that.
He doesn't want to get my channel deleted or whatever he's gonna
We're
say.
making it. We're making. I'm just saying we're making a modern country somewhere, and Smarty's gonna be the vice president. So just and we're gonna use
Shh.
AI, but
Shh. Shh.
that's a little secret. So we'll talk
Shush.
about that later.
Shush. Shush. You can't reveal our plans to take over. I mean, make a country.
Take over the Roblox universe, right? Yeah,
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 that's
yeah,
what we're doing.
yeah, yeah. Anyways, what's important is
What else? Any other questions? Let's just keep going. Let's not talk about that.
the
Any other
other.
questions, guys?
I think I did see
We have
something.
28 watching.
Oh yeah,
I don't see 28 good questions here.
dude.
Someone said, "What's the fastest way to learn Blender?"
Good
I say
question.
go straight into Blender and just start playing with it, make random things. I feel like that's a good way to learn things.
It
Just go
is.
straight into it. Don't
I agree.
procrastinate. Don't. I mean, there's probably 12-hour guides on YouTube of Blender. That might help. Maybe watch an hour, but watch it and then go straight into Blender. I mean, know the basics, and then that goes for everything though. Just go straight into it. You'll learn a lot. You'll make a ton of mistakes, but you'll learn. And I feel like that goes for honestly anything. Learning it like that, yeah.
Completely. I just sent my Blender guide in chat. It's really short, really good. A lot of people
Oh, you
even.
have a Blender guide.
Yeah, it's
Oh, well
20
then
minutes.
watch that. That's even better. There you go.
Watch that, but also do what Chris said, mess around. I always tell people that, especially for scripting too, mess around with random things and make random things. Big Head Production said, Smarty, what do I do if I have a lot of dislike ratio? Well, I would try and figure out what exactly are they disliking for. Are there comments along with that, with critiques? Can you find issues with your videos? And just be really objective about it. What exactly, if I was looking at this objectively, um, as if I was, outside of it, what would I think? But also look at it from the viewer's shoes. What would they think if they were watching the video? And try to look at it without your bias in there of it being your videos, because a lot of the time, even me. How did Stinky? Oh yeah, Stinky Pinky's a mod. That's how you got in here. The but yeah, the a lot of the times, it's really hard to see issues in your own videos, even me, because well, you're biased towards your own videos. So it helps if you try and look at it from their shoes. It's the best thing you can do. I did see.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What did you say?
I did see another point earlier when we were talking about ChatGPT. Someone said they were using scripting secrets along with AI. Um, yeah, good point, because
Smart.
in there I do there is basics, intermediate, advanced, all that, but also I have a lesson going, or multiple lessons going very deep into AI and how it should help you and basically be your assistant. I talk about this in there, and that's very key. It goes for scripting, it goes for everything. You can really have it help you and be your assistant. Don't rely on it, don't get dependent on AI, but it can definitely be a great assistant, and I talk about it a lot in there. And look, someone in the chat is learning very effectively from scripting secrets and AI, so very, very, very interesting there, tying in with our conversation. I UGL said, I'm at the point of Blender when I know how to make everything I want to, which makes modeling kind of boring now. Yeah, I get that. I mean, as a YouTuber, personally, that also happens. You kind of are like, wow, I'm really good at this. And I don't know, it's kind of boring to make videos occasionally, but you keep doing it. And it's about discipline. Just continue doing it even when you don't feel like it necessarily. And
Yeah,
yeah. And
definitely.
and if
Um,
you've mastered it, you can also consider learning other skills now if you feel like you master it.
hmm I saw a question about how do you learn building fast, and I think you should just build. I
Yeah. Just
think it's a
start.
pretty good answer.
Just start.
Just start. Yeah. I mean,
As I said,
people get so lost in like, how do I start with this? It's not that hard. You just kind of start.
true. Completely true. And it's not even about fast. If you're trying to learn something fast, who cares about the time anyways? The time's going to pass anyways, no matter you start or what. So if you want to learn
Yeah.
something fast, start now because the most time that you're going to spend in learning it, well, that's the time waiting, thinking, watching videos constantly, asking people on streams when do I start or how do I start or how do I learn fast. That's all that's going to take a lot longer than actually learning. So get in studio, start learning.
Yeah. Somebody just asked what's the quickest way to learn modeling. I think we should time him out.
Yeah, time out. We just answered that same exact question. It's the same exact answer. Get off YouTube and start learning. Yeah. No, I'm actually gonna time him out. 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Rough. Maybe not.
Um, any questions you have, Smarty, for my channel?
I think.
Anything? Any
Oh yeah, I did
thoughts?
have some questions. So we talked a lot about YouTube here. We talked a lot about going famous and how you made a trend. That was
Yep.
really really interesting, valuable stuff. We got a lot into mindset and things like that. But I also think for the going viral, going famous, there's a lot of other platforms other than YouTube, and I think that you have a lot of experience going viral on TikTok and even a bit on X/Twitter. You have 30,000 followers there as well. So yeah, I was wondering if you could speak on going viral on TikTok and then also a bit on X.
Of course, I can definitely do that.
Amazing.
You know what's interesting is it's funny, dude. It's like the the fundamentals overlap for all well, pretty much all these platforms. It's pretty much similar. It's pretty similar across all of social media. And I feel like if you master one social media platform, you kind of master them all. It's kind of how life works actually. But
True.
we're talking about social media, right? So yeah, TikTok actually. It's funny. I got very lucky on TikTok. You know what's interesting about TikTok? Let me I just want to pull up mine so I can visually see it. But you know what's interesting about my TikTok is I remember during like 2020, I had my TikTok and dude, all I would post is like me dancing in Roblox. Like my Roblox character dancing with music and just like the very bad videos, like stuff that just obviously doesn't work. And like I look back at it now and I'm like, yeah, obviously that didn't work.
Yeah.
But dude, for so long I was like, why can't I go viral on TikTok? I had like 200 followers and on YouTube I had like 30K. And so I was like, dude, how come TikTok? I was always like thinking TikTok is so hard to go
Yeah.
viral. I don't understand this, right? Which also then the frame, right? The way you're thinking also. So that I think
Mhm.
had to do with it, part of it. But then my current TikTok, I just started doing good videos, videos that obviously get a lot of attention. And I think within like a 2 week period, I got like 50K. I mean,
Whoa.
I have multiple videos here with over 1 million views. And the only
Yeah.
reason they have over 1 million is just because they're just really interesting. Like I have one of me flexing my play button and all this
Dude,
stuff,
I remember that. I was
right?
not gonna lie, I was a little jealous. I was like, man, I want to get up there.
Yeah, no,
I remember
I just
that.
flexed.
Yeah.
I mean, Loki, I just flexed everything on that, but it
Yeah.
worked, right? And then I made a one on like how to get your own shoulder pal, how to get your Roblox avatar 3D printed. Unique ideas. I mean, those are pretty unique. Like I hadn't seen that on TikTok anywhere. And
Hmm.
so I was standing out. I mean, yes, the YouTube was my YouTube channel helped obviously. But I stood out. And so helps a lot. So for TikTok, yeah, I kind of just I kind of just stood out and did unique stuff and it kind of just clicked after a while. As for Twitter, Twitter is an interesting case because I've had a Twitter account for like so long, like since like 2017. But that one, I've kind of just slowly been grinding. I did a lot of like giveaways and stuff, so not a lot of my followers are active or anything. And also, I used to post a lot more. I don't post on Twitter that much. I will say though, Twitter is a very valuable platform. Like if you use it correctly, so much sauce on Twitter. So if you guys look for like good accounts on there, there's some serious sauce on Twitter. But
Yeah.
blowing up on Twitter, I mean, I used to back in like 2020, 2021 when I actually used to care about going viral on Twitter, which is funny because I should care now because you can actually make money with it now and not back then. But I used to just post like random tweets. Like I was scrolling on my Twitter, I saw this random picture of a house on fire, and the caption is "Don't play Roblox games at 3 a.m." in all caps, and that has 800 likes. And then I have just other funny things. Yeah, other just like random. I also a key with Twitter was I was getting a lot of people to engage. I was asking questions. I was like putting pictures of different things that people could pick in the comments. I would ask a direct question like, "What was your favorite memory of this?" or "What era of Roblox did you join?" And so that would help a lot on Twitter. Is there any other social medias you want me to talk about?
Have you blown up on Instagram for
No, I have
Roblox?
not. Instagram,
I
no.
still haven't cracked that one either. I have like 300, 400 followers, and so we'll have to get
I
back
had
to
a
you then.
dis. I have a Discord server too. I don't know if that counts.
That absolutely count.
Um,
Can you also
actually,
comment on can you also comment on like how you think that would apply to a Roblox game, or if you've used it to promote Modern Island?
the Discord server.
So like, how do you grow a Discord just objectively as a whole, and then also how
Okay.
would you grow it if you're promoting games, and how you did before, if you used it for that?
Okay. Well, so for my server, I actually became like a partner and everything. I was a Discord
Oh
partner.
wow.
They removed it from me actually.
Oh
But
really?
at one point,
Dang.
I was, yeah, my server wasn't active enough.
Ah.
Because I didn't text there enough. But basically, I was a partner at one point, so I had like a hoodie and everything and a plush. It was very cool.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so for my server, personally, I I think it's very dead now. That's the problem. Um, I think my YouTube channel obviously helped a lot. Like when it was like blowing up, my YouTube channel helped a lot with the Discord. I was doing giveaways, and so that obviously got a ton of people in there. And then from there, it was very active. It's interesting with Discord servers because it's like a community just builds naturally. And so I had a lot of people even that I would start to like recognize in the server, and it really builds a community, which I think is why they're so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Discord servers are really powerful. It's a community, and you can really get close to your audience. You can see what they're talking about. You can join voice calls with them, talk directly with them. It's really powerful. And so, from the angle of a developer, I think definitely have. I think you can like link the Discord server in your game, right, on the bottom or whatever, the social links. I think you can still do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can. So have a social link of your Discord, obviously, and then I think just naturally when you if your game grows, I mean, if you have a growing game, it will help a lot for your server. Do you have like a specific point on the Discord servers? Like, what do you want me to answer for the developer?
Um, did it help at all for promoting Modern Island or hyping it up?
I'd say it definitely helped. I mean, I had like add everyone pings, and I had a whole Modern Island section to my server,
Smart.
and so yeah, people could post like bug requests. We had a lot of bugs, but bug requests and cool things like that. It helped a lot. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I don't think it was like I don't think the majority of the success was because of the Discord, but it definitely helped to a decent amount. Obviously, the youth like my YouTube channel and stuff helps a lot, and also we had some ads and stuff which helped a lot. And also another thing we were also doing with Modern Island was we even had like TikTok challenges going on. So we were trying to like give away a certain amount of Robux to people who would do like a TikTok challenge, for example, or something. And we also had even like we had like a day streak thing. People could have a streak of going to the game with a board in the middle. So we had a lot of cool ideas with Modern Island. It was interesting, but the Discord server did help. It definitely is something to look into, and I would focus on that for sure. Not like a super high priority. Like first make your game good and get players in your game, but the Discord server does supplement it a lot.
Absolutely, yeah. Were there any specific keys that you think help um, with Discord?
Growing the server,
Yeah, and also promoting the game in it
I mean,
that you think the audience could apply
have
to.
like trying to have as much engagement as possible,
Mm.
and like have like a lot of buzz around your game. Maybe I mean being active in your server also helps
Mm-hmm.
too. Be active and like talk to people, and then you can have specific channels. specific channels dedicated to different things about your game. I think that helps a lot.
Really good points. Yeah, and I think that the best look at Discord. So you have some really good points, and I think that the best look for Discord servers for Roblox games is oftentimes anime games. They're really good at doing sneak peeks and stuff. I know for ABR, is a project I'm working on, we'll do Myro I work with. He does a lot of sneak peeks and stuff, and it helps in building the community and getting them hyped up for the game. Slowly leaking stuff out. It's a good way to start building up a fan base before the game releases. And as Chris said, have a good game first. You need to have a good game to leak in the first place. And yeah, so yeah, very very interesting stuff and blowing up on these different platforms. Um, I guess the next thing, if I think we still have time to do a lot more, is the state of Roblox right now and where you see it going lightly.
That's cool. Um, I think Roblox is. I think it's going positive. I mean, I
Hmm.
think that they're growing. I mean, I've seen recently they've had records of like like concurrent players on Roblox, new
Yeah,
records constantly.
I saw that.
I think it's nearing like 10 million or something. I think so. That's good, right? It's growing like crazy.
Yeah.
And I also saw they were trying to like appeal to more older people too recently, which is interesting. They had like I was like on a bar in Roblox recently, and that's an experience. I mean, that's crazy, but
Wow.
it's cool though. I mean, they're trying to appeal to, like old people, which is nice. So I like that they're trying new stuff. I mean, it's not all positive. I feel like they could definitely do things better, some stuff, but then again, I'm not in their position and I don't work at Roblox, so I don't really know how that works. But I think it's going good. I mean, what do you think? I think it's positive. I think it's going up.
I think it's positive, especially for developers. I think there's still a ton of opportunities on the platform, and out of all those millions of players, even 100 of them could be yours, and you could probably make a living off of that. Even 100 of those players could be your players on your game.
Wow. Yo,
So
Stinky made a good point though, that this is definitely one of their problems, that they should improve on is like I don't see them ever paying attention to their community
true.
or hosting events. They used to. They used to have a lot of events. Like I haven't seen an egg hunt in like 3 years. I haven't seen sales.
Yeah.
They used to do some pretty cool community stuff. They even used to have, I don't know if anyone remembers, they used to have like the next level. They would interact with people, and fans and stuff. Admins would, and like it was a really cool stuff. They used to be more involved in the community, so I think they've disconnected from that a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's because, I don't know if that's because they've gotten so big. Obviously, they have like a stock now and everything, and so Roblox is huge now. But I think that would help a lot. I feel like they should focus they should focus more on their community. And that's true, by the way. Fortnite, it's actually crazy how much Fortnite is growing a lot right now. And I saw they even had like games now. You could like make a game on Fortnite.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, it is interesting how they're maybe inspiring from Roblox. Well, I know that there have been a lot of copied games on there, like people copying Brookhaven and stuff.
It's funny.
Yeah. Well, what was that?
Yeah.
What was that
It's
sound?
an air horn.
Was that in the game?
No, that was me.
Oh, that was you.
I think that just
Huh.
means we're giving off too much sauce. I don't know. That's
Ooh.
I think that's
Yeah, we got to tone it down. We don't want to drown the audience, do we?
yeah. I don't know if Stinky Pinky has any questions. Maybe I mean, he's right here. So if you have any questions,
Oh
you could
yeah, that
ask
that would be
Pinky.
interesting. Stinky Pinky, you
Someone
have
just
any
said two
questions?
months. Someone said 2 months. Oh, I see. I was like, 2 months. What? Do clothing groups make good Robux? Honestly, I I don't have that much experience in the clothing industry. I know some people that do, but I haven't made clothing, so I don't know. But if you're into clothing, that is a cool outlet if you're into that stuff. Like fashion, there's a whole thing on that for Roblox if you're into that. I personally don't know though.
Mm. Yeah, I have heard that there are some people who make a living off. Well, I'm not sure. It would be really difficult, but I think there are people out there who make a living off their clothing groups for the bigger ones.
Wow.
Especially, yeah, but they have to have that really big community because if you're just hoping that your clothing group gets blown up in the algorithm, it's really unlikely because there's so much botted clothing and stuff. But if you actually have a community and you actually have social medias and you have a group and you keep that really active and you also have a game like a home store or just a normal game that promotes your clothing, you can do a lot better. I know that just having clothing stands in our meme games, we've gotten thousands and thousands of sales on the clothing just from having that. So if you really have a community, and also from the community in that group, if you have a community and you have the clothing promoted in a game, you can do a lot better. You're not really going to get sales from the algorithm unless you have something that just blows up somehow. But there's a lot of people cheating the system in the clothing industry and botting. So you really need a community and you really need to promote it effectively.
Yeah, very powerful.
Yeah, because you can do well with it. Even though it's 5 Robux, it's kind of crazy. You can do well with clothing. Enough quantity of sales absolutely can do well. And I do know there have been some people. I have a short on my channel about how to grow a Roblox group, and there have been people who come to me and told me that they got a lot of group members and Robux from it. I'm not sure. One person told me they earn millions of Robux from it. I don't even know. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but it just shows how. And they did have members, so it just shows how a Roblox group can be very effective, and it can be very effective in, uh, building a community and selling clothing too.
Yeah, I saw someone asked if any Discord servers for Roblox UGC. I don't really know any Discord servers, but that made me think about UGC, and I think that's an interesting topic because like UGC has been interesting lately. There's been a lot of hats on the catalog, and there's also potential with that. So it's like there's like two sides to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wanted to get into UGC for the longest time. That was also partly like I saw the Star program, and that was actually partly a reason why I wanted to start my channel was the Star program in UGC. I found that it was really interesting and a good goal to go towards and really lucrative too. And it looks fun to make UGC. I never got in, but eventually I'll be Star program and able to do that. Chris, you didn't you try and apply for the Star program before? I think you posted
I
about
did.
that. What happened with
I applied many times. I got declined every single time.
Oh shoot. Can
Yeah,
I
I'm not too sure why. I mean, it's weird because like I've seen like people that just like repurpose shorts and stuff, or like little kids that have like the weirdest TikTok accounts. I've seen
Mhm.
them get accepted, but I don't really care. It's fine.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that
yeah, I've been declined before. It kind of sucks.
that's unfair cuz you're a really good YouTuber. Really good Roblox YouTuber, and they should give credit
Yup,
especially because you have a unique content. And I feel like most of the Star program creators, not going to lie, they're really
not that
similar.
unique.
Yeah, they're not unique. They
Kind of
all
all,
yeah.
kind of all the same.
Yeah, kind of all the
A
same.
good amount. Yeah, there's good ones though. Not all of them. There's a lot of good channels out there.
Yeah, so
Um,
Roblox is
but yeah, it's
lost.
interesting. Yeah, it's interesting with UGC because like, have you seen all the limiteds that people have been making? Like
Uh,
limited copies?
I haven't really paid much attention, but I have seen a few of those come out. Yeah, like Dominus's or something. Or was it Dominus?
Dude, you have no idea. It's like it actually. I don't know if it's gotten better. I would hope that they've deleted some, but dude, there's like a copy for like every limited,
Really?
like, and it's the exact. It's crazy. Like for example, my fedora, that I have on my sky blues thing. There's like I don't know if it's deleted now, but there was like you could get two hats that would combine, and it was the exact same. Like there's no difference at all. It was the exact same as my fedora, and so
Mm-hmm.
I think they fixed it a little bit. I saw Roblox was like hiring some people to fix that, but yeah, it was a big problem.
Hmm. Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do when UGC is open to everyone because it just seems like it'll
Yeah,
get
it's
worse.
hard to moderate. It's hard to moderate it. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's kind of like clothing. It's like difficult with copied stuff. But then there's the other side to that argument, which is like there's a lot of potential with UGC. And
There
so
is.
I've seen many people make a lot of money by being smart with it. So it's another venture that's been opened actually, which is cool. It's like a new Robux method that recently opened. You can make a
Mm-hmm.
lot with UGC actually. It's interesting.
Yeah, absolutely can. But I think when it's, uh, I actually haven't paid much. Is it open to the public yet? I don't think it is, right?
No, I don't think it is.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't really know how it
because
works,
they
but
were supposed to open it
yeah.
to the public in early 2024 when they said that at RDC. But I will say that once they do open it, it is going to be very similar to clothing, I believe, where it's going to be important to have that community, have a brand, have social medias, have a group, even have games to promote your UGC. Don't rely on the algorithm. And if you start building that brand right now, like imagine the amount of success you could have with UGC in the future. Like you could have huge success if you start building a brand right now, and then when UGC is open to everyone, you're ready. You have a community. You can promote it to them. Dude, that's what you should prepare for if you're looking into doing UGC when it's open for everyone.
Yeah, no, for sure. Super powerful stuff.
Definitely, definitely. So yeah,
Um, yeah, it's definitely something to look into. If you guys are interested in that, I would look into it. Yeah, well, somebody asked what it is, by the way. That's fine. So what it is it's like you're able to basically make hats on Roblox, hats, face accessories, anything like accessories on Roblox, and it stands for user generated content. But it's cool
mm-hmm.
because you can sell. It's kind of like clothing, but on a much bigger scale because you can sell these items for like 100, 200 Robux, right, on the high end, or maybe even higher. And so it's hats or accessories, so it's kind of easy to sell because if you make cool accessories, there's a lot of people that want those things, and you can market it. You can have, if you're smart, you can have TikToks around it or a TikTok series, or you can make some stuff about it. Sometimes even the drama will get a ton of sales for these people. So a lot of potential in that. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. There's a lot of potential for sure. Yeah, so if you're interested in it, definitely look into it and keep an eye out for Roblox opening that to everyone. People
Yeah.
are Skelzy said that people are having AI help them get into the program, I think. I don't know.
Interesting.
He
Yeah.
said, I don't know if they'll ban people who use AI that make stuff for UGC and clothing. Yeah, I would have to see. I mean, how are you going
Wow.
to detect it as AI gets more advanced? How are you going to
No
detect
idea.
that?
That's crazy.
So I don't know what they'll do about that. I mean,
Someone asked someone asked how long we got left. That's a good question. I think we've been going for a while with a
yeah,
lot of sauce. I mean,
too much.
this has been which I think your other podcasts have been cool, but would you say this is one of the best episodes?
Hmm. It's a good question. Yes, I would say this probably is the best one so far. Yeah,
Yeah,
hands down. Yeah, it has been
I think it's
amazing.
setting a pretty good standard.
It has. It'll be hard to
So I think
compete
I
with.
think I think all your other episodes have to either compete or be better than this now. So good luck with that challenge, but
All right, I
go
can do
for
it.
it
I
though.
can do it. I can do it. We'll
Do it.
see.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. Maybe your next guest will be like the
Yeah.
CEO, David.
Yeah,
That would be pretty
I'll
cool.
have to get David on. I think I think it's more of a challenge to the guest. It's gonna be a challenge to the guest. So whoever you are, next guest, you're gonna have to really compete with Chris here. So yeah, next up, I don't know how much longer we're gonna go. How much longer you got, Chris?
I have to go honestly soon, but
All right.
could do maybe a little bit more. If anyone has any really, really good questions to end it off that are not like, can you add me or something? Um,
Yeah. Do we have any
or we could just do
questions?
some, or we could just do some closing remarks.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, bro. It's just I can't. Someone asked, "Can you add me?"
Can you add me, please?
I can't. I'm sorry. I made a video about why I say no to that. If you want to watch it,
Oh man. Well,
someone said this boring. Someone said this boring. So I don't know.
the worst thing would be if you added me right now. He would be, dude, because you haven't added me yet. Are you gonna add me? That's gonna be the
Oh, I haven't even
worst.
added.
Yeah,
Wait, that's true. I haven't even added you. I just realized that. Which one are you? Wait, are you
Smarty.
Smarty Car? You're
Yeah.
Smarty Car, right?
hmm
Okay.
Dude, he's gonna be
I'm
really
sorry. I
annoyed
forgot.
if you do that to me, but you don't
I'll
add
add.
him.
I'm gonna add. I'm gonna actually add everyone in the server. I don't know if he's in the server, but I'm
Oh,
gonna add
W.
everyone in this game.
He is. Oh wow. Okay. Okay. So your wish was granted, Virpal. Congrats.
Someone said, "Where do you think the future is heading on Roblox?"
Mm.
which is a great question. It kind of has to do with like this. We kind of talked about like the state of Roblox, but I think future wise, I mean, I feel like I feel like they have a positive future. I think I'd be really interested to see where Roblox is in like 10 years, right? I
Yeah,
think they'll still be here. They'll still be here.
definitely.
But it's gonna be interesting to see that. I mean, like it's crazy to see like 10 years ago people giving predictions about how would Roblox be in 10 years, right? And some people were really off. Some people had some stuff. Um, I mean, predictions for 10 years is hard. Like
Really
I wouldn't
hard.
even know that. Like I just thought about that. Imagine if we had like predictions for like the next 10 years on Roblox, right?
That
Can't really
is
think of anything.
that is
I
difficult
think
right now. Yeah.
much bigger, much bigger.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be. I think there's gonna be a lot more of VR and AR. I think that especially when
That's
Apple,
definitely that's huge. That's actually a
yeah,
great point. Yeah.
when Apple starts expanding on Vision Pro, because think about it, Vision
Vision
Pro,
Pro's big.
they're starting
Hmm.
with Vision Pro, right? Nobody, not that many people are really gonna buy that because it's $3,500. But when they make the Vision without Pro, imagine that there's gonna be a lot of
Vision
people who
Mini.
buy that. Yeah, Vision Mini, Vision, that will be a lot less expensive, and that will probably be what people will probably develop Roblox games on that, and that's going to be a big thing. You're going to be seeing people walking around with these things on. It'll be kind of dystopian, honestly, but yeah,
It's gonna be like the Ready Player One movie.
it
I
is.
think. I think.
I think they almost
Yeah.
copied that. Like it looks just like Ready Player One. Like they're like trying to make
Hmm.
Ready Player One in real life. It's like Apple was like taking on the challenge when they saw that movie, something like that.
Someone said is Modern Chris a content creator or developer, or maybe both.
Hmm.
Honestly, dude, I'm everything.
He's
I'm everything.
everything.
I'm a content creator. I'm a developer. I'm a professional podcaster.
Oh yeah, you
I'm
are
a
now.
professional. Yeah, I'm basically everything. So
Hit him up if
I'm a
you
goat too. That's right. I'm a goat. Yeah.
hit him up if you need if you need a handyman, if you need your tire replaced, if you need a skyscraper built, hit up Chris. Doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, I do everything. I do skyscrapers every once in a while. And also someone asked if I own Roblox stock. I don't.
Mm.
I don't actually. Maybe I should. I mean, I think Roblox is going up, so I probably should get some. But they did have an event, by the way. Yeah, someone said that is true. They had an event with Ready Player One.
Oh
Roblox used
yeah,
to have so many events. They have like no events now. It sucks.
it really does. Ready Player One was probably the best event, honestly, that I
It
experienced.
was a great event.
Not the second one. The second one wasn't that good, but the first one, amazing,
That
dude.
was the one. What did they have? They had that was the Dominus one, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
of course. That
best
was that
event.
was one of the best events. I remember that so vividly. And then when
Hmm.
that Roku guy got the Dominus,
Yeah,
like that was such a cool experience. I remember watching Creecraft streams. We were trying to find out how to get the the, the clues and stuff. Very interesting.
yeah,
I think if Roblox kept doing things like that, that would be really cool. They should definitely do that, but
definitely,
who
definitely.
knows?
Yeah, I wish that they would because that was like the best event they ever had. I don't think there was a better event. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't know the other events because you, Chris, you probably knew some older events. Maybe they were better. I'm not sure, but
Yeah,
that was the
I mean
best
there were
one,
some pretty good
I
events,
think.
but yeah,
Yeah,
there have been
it was
some good
fun.
events. Some egg hunts also have been up there.
Hmm.
I just wish they did more more events. I
I
miss them.
agree. Metaverse
Yeah,
Champions
someone
even was fun.
that was great. Yeah.
Yeah,
Boomy just asked if there's a past Chris. Can't answer that question.
can't answer
Um,
that. Top secret.
yeah, we're just gonna go off the next one. Let's not talk about that. Um, I think we should do some closing remarks. I mean, I think this has been amazing. What do you think?
This has been amazing. This has been absolutely amazing. I appreciate you coming on because you were a huge inspiration in my channel. Obviously, my content, I have some similarities in that I do commentaries. I talk about earning Robux. I talk about making games. I do motivational things. And I think I learned a lot from seeing your content. I definitely saw like, okay, how did Chris blow up? And I kind of looked at that and implemented quite a bit of that. So, you've been quite an inspiration. It's amazing. I think we've gotten a lot of insights on this podcast. Anyone watching this podcast, dude, if you've been watching this long, we've been streaming for 3 hours almost. if you've watched this long, dude, you're in the top 0.001% of people. And it's 2024. We're just getting started. Never too late to set a New Year's resolution or anything like that. Set it, follow the advice in the stream, and you're going to be ahead of everyone for sure. This is a very special stream, special community, and I think that it's going to be awesome going forward. And I mean, like, look around you. There's people, they're scrolling on TikTok, they're doing all these things, they're not productive, they're eating hot Cheetos. But look at you. You're watching a stream about productivity, success, game development. Dude, you're ahead of most people. So remember that as you go forward in 2024, and avoid those negative habits and negative thinking that take you away from what you're trying to do, and go towards achieving success. Focus on the positives, frame things the right way, take in the advice. This has been like literally, as I said, like a whole success course on this stream, not just for Roblox, but for anything. So truly take to heart the insights. And yeah, anything you'd like to close with, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I hope this has helped people. I think talked about a lot of good topics, and it's been a great experience. I don't know why you have low health in the game, but I mean, I think this has been great. A lot of great questions, right? Try to speak Spanish. I actually can speak Spanish, but I'm not going to here. But I think this has been amazing. We've gone over a lot of good topics and some great questions from the people here. And yeah, if you made it this far, you're definitely gonna go far, because there's a lot of people that not on a good path. And so I feel like if you guys are watching this, you're on a pretty good path. So stay on that. Don't get distracted. Win a lot. Keep winning. And yeah, you got the whole year ahead of you guys. So let's get some successes in here.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you for coming on the stream. It's been awesome.
Thank you.
Tomas Benitez said, Smarty and Chris try to speak Spanish. Chris, you want to go?
Hola.
Adios, amigos.
Yup. Oh, and also, stay tuned for part 2 on my podcast, of course.
Yeah, go subscribe to Chris.
Smarty's gonna come on mine.
Yeah,
gonna talk about his story.
Ooh, yeah. Hyped for that. Go subscribe to Chris. I'm gonna be adding the links below and in the comments. If you're watching after the stream is already out, remember, you're also ahead, dude. If you watch this far, even if you didn't come on the stream when it was live, dude, imagine you're gonna be so much farther than everyone else. So yeah, yeah, go ahead and like the stream if you're watching right now, whether it's going or not, and go and subscribe to Chris. Subscribe to his podcast as well. Subscribe to me as well. Have notifications on for all of those, and stay tuned for more sauce coming your way. Hopefully we didn't drown you guys this time in sauce. Are you guys still breathing?
Yeah,
still
alive. A little bit
alive?
too much. Not gonna lie, but
Yeah, we might have gone overboard. We might have caused some potential health concerns in sauce. I think some might have drowned in sauce. Maybe that's why we lost a few viewers. But hey, it is what it is. You gotta lose some to gain some. So, I mean, yeah. So we've given a lot of sauce, and we'll be giving more.
amazing.
Yeah. So, anything else?
I think that's it. I think we talked about enough, honestly.
All right.
Pretty good
Honest.
podcast.
Yep. Amazing. Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in, and see you.